Yeah, just getting all the socials updated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? My name is Jive Turkey. I'll be your captain today. Looks like our weather is going to give us smooth sailing and calm seas. Sea state 2, unlimited visibility, and nothing but victory. Hope you guys like winning, because it's about to start. Hey, welcome to it, everybody. Good morning. All you Americans rolling your sleepy heads out of bed. This is what time military people get up. It's time to go to work. That's right, work time. Today, we are playing a game, a simulator called Modern Naval Warfare, which is a modern submarine simulator for the Virginia-class Blocks 1, Block 2, and Block 3. Very soon, we will also have a Block 4. I expect that to happen quite quickly, matter of days. More content. Today we'll be doing the Block 3. I am going to demonstrate to you how to operate a submarine in this game. Let me preface up front that everything I tell you about this game is meant for this game and not for real life. Let's just get that out of the way right now, okay? And but this simulator is very accurate. I'm very impressed with it, which is why I'm here. And I'm going to show you how to pretty much do everything in the game successfully. And if we do not succeed, it will be our own fault. It won't be the enemy's fault, because we have every advantage. And me. Yeah, both. All right, so we're going to begin with a random scenario. The settings for the scenario is a convoy hunt. So we're going to go up against a Chinese convoy that is escorted by multiple Chinese PLAN. Get used to hearing PLAN. That's the Chinese Navy. PLAN naval escorts. Ships, perhaps submarines too. Don't know. It's all random. So we're going to go ahead and get started on episode 1. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. It's like a warm blanket. Walking back into my old office. I can still smell the naga hide. Smells like ionized atmosphere, the hum of 40 or 400 hertz cooling fans. And my command station. This is where I grew up. Welcome to my house. Let's give you guys a quick tour. The game's already started. We're being hunted, but I'm going to take time to explain to you what you're looking at here. I'm going to orientate you around the control center. Some administrative things first. I have to get my screens set up here. This game supports multiple screens. You're seeing the main screen. I have multiple screens all around me because I live in a bubble, and it's awesome. Let me just get my sonar set up real quick. I'm going to show you how to do all this in a second. Just get a few things set up here. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's rock this shit. All right, this is Sonar. This is what Sonar looks like in the 21st century. Very different than what I had when I was in, but I am very proud to say that I had a lot of direct input into what you're looking at right now. I was one of thousands of people that had direct input, but I'm glad to have played a role in that. I will explain to you every one of these screens as we use them. I'm not going to front load a lot of information because we're being hunted right now. Can't spend a lot of time on that, but Sonar, as you start the game, is on this side of the control room. In front of you, see the little pilot up there wearing his little hat? His little submarine learning center hat? Well, that guy is, he's the pilot. You can have one or two. Normal watch section, you have one, and then battle station, stuff like that, you normally have two. Different submarines may operate different watch sections, but that's what the manning bill is minimum. You need at least one. All right, and then over here on the right-hand side, we have fire control. This is where we determine how far away contacts are, what course they're going on. All that information that goes into weapons to engage targets is done by these operators operating these computers. We'll be doing this too. We'll be doing everything. Here in the center, this little block is the chart called the ECDIS. It's the Command Decision Center, essentially. Commonly spoken chart, but that's a old 1990s term. They probably call it ECDIS, the nerds today, those kids, you know, how the Navy loves their acronyms. Over here is part 1 of radio. This is ESM. This is where all the spooks hang out whenever we bring them underway. That's spies for you landlubbers. But we bring on spooks, usually from Norway, and we take them to Russia because they like to go up there a lot. In this case, we're going to China, I guess. This is the command station. This is funny that it's here. Normally, on a 688, this station is right up here, baby. But we're not on a 688 anymore. We're on a Virginia class, Block 3. So this is where the captain will sit, verify, or the weapons officer, verify all the contact solutions before he actually launches torpedoes. This is the console that I'll be hitting the fire button from, essentially, for missiles, weapons, countermeasures, all right here. And then finally back here, this is the radio room where we'll actually get our messages. This game simulates actual satellite communication, so we're going to perform satellite procedures to the best that I can. Obviously, this is not a classified simulator. Something that you may not know that I'd like to share with you now is that there is a classified version of this game that navies, and I believe the US Navy is the primary one, use for actual training. Very similar to what you see right here. Obviously, it's Linux based instead of Windows. Lots of different changes. It's classified, it's got a lot more tools. It's got the actual tools we use. So I'll just be talking about what we see in the game. But I'm going to show you how to operate a submarine. I'm very good at that. All right, so the first thing I do, let's see how much of this you can see. You can see both the screens. So I like to set up my control room where from this position, oh, there we go. Like from right here, I can see everything I need, okay? We cannot see it right now, so we're gonna set this up. I gotta be kind of quick because we're being hunted. We haven't even started searching yet. So this station here is part of the sonar system, but it's really reference for the officer of the deck to glance, at a glance, see what's going on. And I always set this one up to the fathometer. I have no idea how deep the water is. We haven't checked yet. So I'm going to keep it in fathoms here. You guys can see all that, right? Okay. All right, let's go to continuous. Continuous ping, baby. See how this is going to be depth below the keel. So we're submerged right now, right? It says on the screen, in the upper right-hand corner, we're at 175 feet. It's kind of an odd depth, but that's where we're at. The green line at the top of this fathometer is the bottom of the boat, not the surface. It's the bottom of the submarine. Yeah. So we're looking from the bottom of the submarine down, and we got like 2,000 fathoms. That's awesome. Deep water. Oh, coffee. Navy runs on coffee, ladies and gentlemen, not nuclear power. Nuclear-powered coffee. It gives it that minty taste. I like that taste. It's good. All right, because the water is so deep, I'm going to leave it in fathoms. Whenever it gets to less than 1,000 fathoms, I go to feet. But I'm going to leave this right here. And notice how inconsistent the bottom is. Yeah, it'll average out. Yeah. All right, down here's same display. Down here at the bottom, this is where I'm going to keep some sonar data. There's another screen that we're going to use for the same thing, but this one has the UI, the user interface that I'm used to. So the lab is the big bow array. I'm going to go lab 1, lab 2. This is lab in real time. This is lab in integrated time, which means a slower update rate. You'll see more contacts down here, or you'll see contacts first down here than before you see them up here usually, unless they're right on top of you. And then down here is going to be our towed array, which we have not deployed yet. So I'm going to make it the WA, that's the wide aperture array. Wide aperture array is a relatively short range because it's a higher frequency that it looks for, but it gives us a lot of really good tools. It gives us instantaneous ranges or estimates. It's not that accurate, but it's a starting point to begin your ranging techniques that we'll go over. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Are we good? Oh, man, my chat went, hold on. My chat window failed me. Hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. What happened to my chat window? I was like, why is no one talking to me? There you guys are. Good morning. Yeah, it's gonna be a big day. Buckle up. Bring your coffee. Bring the whole damn coffee maker. Okay. I'll warn you guys up front. YouTube cuts us off at 12 hours. If we get to that point, I'll stop the stream and start it again. We're going to do an underway. This is what it's like. All right. So this is a very important display up here. This one with all the numbers. You guys probably can't see that. I'm going to zoom in just for the stream. When you play the game, you can see this number clearly without having to zoom in like this. This is own ship's data repeater, CDR. Own ship, SDR? ODR? Odor. Ha. Anyway, it's the data repeater. It's where we're going, how deep we are, how fast we're going. Very vital information at a glance. So, top number. We're on course 013. We're doing 5 knots at, and I'm reading them from top to bottom, 175 feet is our current depth. Bottom sounder, BS, is 14,000 feet. We got lots of sea beneath us down there. All sorts of aliens and Cthulhu's down there. Yeah, I'm messing with him. We're gonna sink the Chinese Navy instead. And then you have the actual time. 0400 in 8 minutes. Oh, 9 minutes right there. And then the Zulu, we always operate on Zulu time in this game. All right, let's operate the submarine. So we're gonna go to the pilot station. Now, this is one of the screens I keep up over here on another screen that you don't see. So whenever I give helm orders, I'll just quickly do it, but I want you to know that I'm manipulating this screen off screen. Okay, so we're at 5 knots. We have a -1 pitch. In this game, the auto trim system, which is under the trim button at the bottom, whenever you're in auto, it automatically trims the water inside the submarine so that you maintain an even keel. But in this game, it's not even, it's 1 degree down. And I believe that's because, and I can't confirm this because it doesn't give us all the data we actually have in real life, we're slightly positively buoyant, which is a good thing, okay? So if we lost power to everything right now, and everything just stopped, the submarine by itself in its current state would just float to the surface, and we'd walk out and get on another boat, and everybody lives. That's how you want to operate your submarine safely. But I'm going to show you how to trim out the pitch. So everybody sees the -1 up there. It says pitch right here by my cursor, right? The first thing we're going to do is go into manual trim control. These AUGS tanks, AUGS 1 through 7, are used they're called variable ballast. It's going to move water inside the ship, right and left, forward and back, and you're going to try and get the pitch to be even 0. The WRT tank is all the way forward. Oh, by the way, this is forward and this is aft. Back here, okay, forward to aft. The WRT tank is where the water that floods the torpedo tubes, that's where it comes from. It's all the way up forward. And then back aft, we have these tanks back here. So our nose is down a little bit. That's what that negative pitch is. It means nose down. So what I want to do is move water from forward to aft. But I also want to do it on the same side of the boat because I don't want to make the ship turn or lean left or right as I do it. So this is a personal rule of thumb I use. I pump odd tank to odd tank. So AUGS 2 to AUGS 4, AUGS 3 to AUGS 5. Now, if you want to have the most dramatic effect, the most effective effect, you want to go AUGS 1 to AUGS 5, all the way forward to all the way aft. I could even go AUGS 1 to AUGS 7. There is a gap here. I think the game has something to do with AUGS 7 and aft for the trim system. As a rule, this is an absolute in the U.S. Navy, but as a rule, you don't cross-connect the trim system with the drain system, and that cross-connect on this screen in this game is right here. So I'm just going to operate these together, and I'll operate these together. In other words, I won't be pumping from AUGS 1 to AUGS 7 is what I'm saying, because that would require cross-connecting the system. There's reasons for that we're not going to get into, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm in manual trim mode. I'm going to go from AUGS 1 to aux 5, and I'm going to ramp up the speed to 600 RPM right there and click start. I just started the trim pump, pumping from aux 1 to aux 5. We can already see the levels going up, and watch the trim at the top. Watch what it does. It'll 0.9, it's going to go to 0.8, all the way down. It will keep going into positive territory. We'll have an up angle if you don't stop it, okay? This is called getting a 5-knot trim. It's the first thing we do when we dive. I'm taking you through the procedure of how to operate your submarine. We just dove. This is what we do now. 5-knot trim. A good dive and a good control team can get this done in a few minutes. All right, now we're at even pitch. Always go to speed 0 first, then stop the pump. Never ever stop the pump with the speed at anything other than 0. Don't do that. The A-gangers will come and hurt you. And then whenever you trim this, because they're responsible for maintaining the pump, that's why they come and hurt you. Okay, so aux 1, you click from first, so any water in the line is still going to aux 5 if there's any pressure in there, and then you click the 2. This makes sure that this line here is called the main, doesn't have excess pressure. There's always some pressure in there, which is good. You need that for firefighting, but you don't want to do the 2 first, then the from. You always go from and then the 2 in terms of opening and closing. Same procedure. Okay, now the pitch went back to -5. That's fine. I'm going to go back to auto anyway because this is a full-time job. Operating this screen is a dedicated sailor all the time. That's why we put it in auto in real life on the Virginia class, and then you don't have to manage it. But if you're playing multi-crew with multiple players, you could have one person do this, and that's a very real thing that actually happens in the Navy. Okay, now mast. This is called the board in this game. Before you dive the boat, you better make sure this is all green. If it's any other color than green, do not dive the boat. Okay, this means all the hull openings that are supposed to be shut for diving the boat are shut. Okay, these are all green. We're at 175 feet. That means we don't have flooding. That's a good thing. We're winning so far. Okay, so sonar has no contacts right now. I'm pretty sure last time I checked anyway. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and extend one of our 2 towed arrays. We have a fat line towed array and a thin line towed array. The thin line's very fragile. You got to be careful with that one. Fat line towed array, also fragile, but not as fragile. So start with the fat line towed array. I'm going to start extending it. This will take a few minutes. We'll come back to this later. Always leave with this screen on this setting because this is a quick glance of where you want to be. We'll go over more of this stuff later. I can't go. We kind of have to get defending ourselves because we're probably detected because I've been messing around too much. Okay. So we're deploying the towed array. We're at 5 knots. We've got the fathometer up over there. I can see my sonar. Let's get our command displays orientated because right now this is kind of useless. On the one way over here, this is a left-right display. So on this display, I like to keep, this is the, what the hell's it called? The situational awareness display. This is a relatively new sonar display. Things like this came along with the Virginia class. Seawolf class probably, but Virginia. And the blue line is where own ship is heading. And I've got this centered on own ship, so it's always going to be pointing up. And it waterfalls from the outside in, like you're looking down a tunnel, like you're looking down a well, and water's flowing into the well. So the oldest data is near the center. The newest data is on the outside of the circle. That's what we're looking at here. And there's no contacts. You can also change the array. This is the wide aperture array, pardon me. The towed array while we're deploying. This is kind of cool. As we deploy the towed array, you can actually watch the towed array leave the tube on the sonar, the stowage tube, on the sonar display. And that's what we're watching here. Starting to update. Anyway, all these screens will make a lot more sense as we use them, I think. Okay, and then here, this is the optronics mast. Optonics? Everyone makes fun of how I say that. I don't say that word right. I'm a little retarded, so. Anyway, I keep this in the chart mode, or the decision-making mode, right here. And so we can zoom out. Hey, look at us, we're in the South China Sea. So we're gonna sink some Chinese people, right here. And it's deep water where we're at now. The South China Sea is kind of crazy. The bottom, it comes up in sharp cliffs, if you will, peaks from the bottom. So you got to be careful with that. And so I can see we got some peaks to the north, you know, but overall, very deep water all the way around. And again, no contacts. But I'm going to leave this up for now. As we get the towed array deployed, we should start getting contacts. Okay, so we just dove the boat. We just trimmed the boat. We're putting out the towed array, which is almost finished. Let's talk about our displays. So over here on this display on the right, the one right here, I keep the decision mode up there, and I keep it right here. I also have it behind me. Lots of places to be deciding. This display here, I call the time bearing display. This is what this used to be called. Let's see, what is it called now? It'll tell us the name. If you right-click on the display and you click select display, it says, oh, time bearing plot. They still call it that. How about that? This is a very useful at-a-glance display whenever the captain, XO, the oncoming, officer of the deck, oncoming sonar supervisor, can just glance at this display and get an idea of what's going on around the submarine. So on this grid, let me zoom in to get the display off. I don't like those on-screen tabs. I've asked them to add an option to take that off. They said they would, so that's a temporary thing. Whenever we play this game, we won't have that on at all. So what we're looking at here is 360 degrees around the submarine. The blue line is the bow. That's the direction we're going, okay? So this is the left-hand side called the port, the starboard side called the, right-hand side called starboard, and there's no contacts. As sonar has contacts, we will see yellow lines come down here, and it updates from top to bottom. And once we get some data, I can explain more about it. Okay, fire control. This is where wizardry happens. We'll talk about that in a bit. All right, so this is going to be the command display. It's part of the fire control system. So we have a lot of the same displays here, but I'm quickly go over them. We have time bearing plot, same as the other one. We have the situational awareness display. So each sonar contact, you can display 5 at a time. You get their solutions. The white circle is always us, so all these white circles will have the same data, but the yellow circles with the ship icon will have the contact data, course, speed, range, all that stuff. It's all listed down here. This is the target motion analysis display. This is where you'll spend most of your time. We're going to be assigning tracks, ranges, solutions essentially to each target on this display. I will assign an auto crew member to help with that because we'll probably have a lot of contacts. That's why we don't have contacts, by the way. I haven't assigned the crew yet. The crew's still sleeping. Haven't woke them up yet. Okay, here we have the mission planner. This is how we shoot missiles. You tell the missile to go over here and hit the warehouse or whatever, or the ship. And then these are our tubes, our weapon tubes. So we have tube 1 and 3 on this side. We have tube 2 and 4 on this side. And we can see they're all loaded, and they each have the Mark 48 symbol in blue, which means that's selected. So we have a Mark 48 torpedo, probably mod 6 AT is what I assume this game uses, in each of the tubes. And then up here, these can be Tomahawks. That's usually what they are. This is the Virginia payload module. Think of it as the VLS, but VLS for Virginia. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of those. Okay, good stuff. And we'll get into that as we do it. Now, in this display, this looks like the decision display, but it's where you assign targets to each weapon. This is for the Mark 48s. This is for the Harpoon, the T-LAMs, and then submarine launch mobile mine. Yeah, we get to mine hard stuff. And then most importantly, countermeasures. I haven't seen anyone talk about this yet because I don't think anyone knows how to use them, but I do. I'll show you guys how to use some countermeasures. If anything's going to get me in trouble, it's going to be this, because for reasons. This is how you live. The one thing I want you to remember, you have 2 types in this game. You have 2 types of countermeasures that I'm aware of. There's 2 on the screen anyway. They may add more later on. I don't know. You have Mark 3 and Mark 4. Always use both. You don't use these one at a time. There is no situation where you use mod 3. We don't need the mod 4. Save that one. Use both. Write that down. All right, ESM, we're not going to do that. Okay. Fire control, wizardry, right? Sonar. Okay, let's start by assigning some people. Well, wake them up, Chief. We're going to wake up the crew here. You click, if you right-click on the symbol, it comes up with man the auto crew. And all these knuckleheads are going to do is assign trackers and try to give some basic ranging information. You can tell you have autocrew assigned because he's wearing camouflage. You're out of uniform, sir, but that's fine. That's how you know the difference. You can do the same thing with fire control. Fire control, I found these guys are knuckleheads, man. This guy is not very good at doing some fire control stuff. I don't know what he is, but he might be a cook. I don't know. We'll be doing a lot of the fire control ourselves. Okay, now that's the submarine. Let's start operating. We'll start playing the freaking game. Let's do that. So what I'm going to tell, I'm going to say pilot, make your depth 150 feet. Okay, I just did that off screen. I'll be doing that a lot. Get used to that. I'm looking at sonar up here. There are no sonar contacts whatsoever. So that tells me that we're in some kind of really bad environment where if we're at 5 knots with a towed array out, we have no contacts, that's very odd. Especially in the South China Sea, there should be contacts everywhere. They should be all over the place down here. So, like, I'd be running diagnostics, making sure the sonar system works, you know. But what we're going to do here, we're going to sit down at the little sonar display, and we're going to look at the environment. That's right, baby. We're going to look at where we're at. The first thing we need to know is what is the SSP, the sound speed profile. We're gonna draw that down to. We know the bottom is like 14,000 feet, right? But we only care about the first, say, 2,000, really. So I'm going to draw that. So what we have here, we have a positive down to 72 feet. Can you guys see 72 right there? That's where the layer is, the thermal layer. Sound's going to bounce off that. So sound that's above it will stay above it. Sound that's below it will stay below it. We're below it. That's why we don't hear any ships. That's one reason. Now, let's take a look at the actual water column all the way down to like 14,000 feet. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Aha! So now this is a typical sound speed profile all the way down to the bottom. The axes, the point of minimum sound velocity, the small point, the lefty point, is at 4,000 feet. We can't go that deep and survive. So, but what this tells me, and what I'm telling you, is that if you're not at the surface at periscope depth, you want to be as deep as possible to search for contacts. So that's what this screen tells us. Now, I'm going to pick a bearing randomly. So I'm going to click Set Trace to the, which way are we going? We're on course basically north. So to the north, I just put a point up there with a blue line. It tells me that my point is 6,000 yards away because I'm zoomed in. And I'm going to click Calculate Ray Trace. Look at that. So here we have a big ass gap where probably ships are, and this is why we don't have them. Another reason, because any ship in this gap we're not hearing. So we got to figure out how we're going to fix that. That's a huge problem. So this display from right here, this is where our own ship's at, by the way, by my head, and we're looking to the north, and we do not start getting contacts. This is 0 to 6,000 yards. We start seeing contacts around 1,000 yards. Inside 1,000 yards, they disappear, which is going to be kind of funny. If we ever get run over, if we hit another ship, he'll disappear from sonar right before he hits us. That's what this tells me. Yeah. He'll be like, hey, he faded. Yay, we're safe. And then bonk. Yeah, that's how that happens. The ocean does funny things to sound, man. It's wild. I love the science behind it. It's crazy. It blows my mind, which is why I like it. Now, if I set the depth all the way down to the bottom, you can see where the sound is bouncing off the bottom and why there's a huge gap here. So we're going to take advantage of that. If we stay between, well, if we get 1,000 yards away from a contact, he won't hear us. He'll probably hear us before we get that close. So, but what this does tell us is that we are in a CZ environment. Okay. CZ is at 6,000 yards. That's really close. I'm surprised it's that close. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let me see if I can get multiple CZs here. So I'm going to click Set Trace again to the north and go out farther. This time we're going out to 21. Oh, that's 200. Oh, are these in thousands? Oh my gosh, hold on a second. I went out way too far. I apologize. I might have been reading that wrong. Okay, hold on a second. This says 96,000 yards. Okay, that's what happened. I missed a 0 on the other one. Okay, now let's click ray trace again. So this actually makes a lot more sense to me. So wow, right here the midpoint is 48,000 yards. It's 48,000, not 4,800. There's an extra 0 there. I should wear my glasses more often. So we have CZs that come up to here at about 50 to 60,000 yards, about 60. So that's where we're going to get our really distant contacts. I want you to note this depth. This is a really good search depth. If you can't get down to 4,000 feet, because that's the best search depth, go to where the CZs are. A CZ is a convergence zone of sound. And that's where you see all this curved line. It all kind of builds up right there. That's the actual CZ. And that's at a depth we can get to. That's right about 1,200 feet, it's about 1,000 feet. I love this model. This is really realistic. I've seen that a lot, like in real life. All right, let's move in the ray trace again, because I want to redo this part. This is 17,000 yards to the midpoint. So we have a gap between about, I'm gonna say 2,000 yards and 10,000 yards. That is a shadow zone. That is an enormous shadow zone. We want to get inside 10,000 yards and shoot weapons. They will never hear it until it hits them. Yeah. The trick is getting this ship into that window. That's the trick. Let's do that. That's what we're going to do. That's the goal. You guys ready? I am. Oh my God, I'm so ready. Oh, you don't know how ready I am. All right. All right, so we are on a depth of 150 feet at 5 knots. We have towed array deployed. Let me go ahead and end that. Okay, towed array is completely extended. Still no contacts at all. All right, now I'm going to teach you how to come periscope depth. Oh, one more thing. We're going to periscope depth. We got to go check our orders, make sure we know what we're doing. This screen up here is very important. This is the only place that I found in this game that tells you what weapons you have on board. This little thing right here. It's kind of important. So we have tubes 1, 2, 3, 4 with Mark 48s and all, confirming what we saw on the other display. But then in the torpedo room on the stowage, we have 8 Mark 48s, 12 harpoons, all in the torpedo room down there. And we have 12 TLAMs in the VLS, the Virginia Payload Module. And then we have SLM, which are the mobile mines, sea mines. We have none of those. That's what this tells us. Pardon me. All tubes are loaded. Okay. So we're going to go to periscope depth. If we had contacts, I showed you how to use the fire control system, but we have no contacts. In this environment, we're going to get contacts as we come to periscope depth at about 80 feet. It's going to be scary as hell. That's terrifying when that happens. So before we go to periscope depth, you always brief everybody as to what you're going to do, what your intentions are. Every periscope depth excursion is dangerous. Peacetime, wartime is dangerous. You don't just do one, but you have to do them periodically. So you always have a purpose for that. So the purpose of this periscope depth brief is to clear the broadcast. We're required to clear the broadcast every so often. That time is now. That's what we're going to do. Clear the broadcast means raise the communications mast and antennas, communicate with the satellite, see if the Admiral has anything for us to do, because we're out here poking holes in the ocean, having a ball, and we want some mission orders. So that's the purpose of our periscope depth trip. I intend to stay on course 013 for at least 3 minutes. We've already checked that box. See if we have any contacts. We're at 150 feet. I intend to come right to course 140 for baffle clear to see if there's anyone behind us. Even though we have a towed array, we still make sure there's no one behind us that maybe the towed array is not seeing. Whenever we're coming to periscope depth, we kind of ignore the towed array. You still want to track targets on it, put a tracker on it, but you don't care about it from this point to the point where at periscope depth, I do not care about towed array at all, but we still operate it. Okay, so we're going to come to 140, steady on course. We're not going to wait for towed array to stabilize. We're going to stay for at least 3 minutes if we have targets. If we don't have any contacts, we're going to come to periscope depth on course 140. Radio's going to raise the mast and antennas for clearing the broadcast. I'll make sure there's no close contacts, no airborne contacts. In the sonar environment, that is terrifying. We're going to get contacts around 80 feet. Periscope depth is 5-6 feet. I go to 5-5 feet for a better look around. That's just a personal decision I make. That's how I operate my submarine. All right, any questions? Let's do this. All right, pilot, come right, steer course 140. Oh, cancel that. Let's try that again. Sorry for looking off screen here, but it's way the hell over there. 140. Head 2/3. So I'm coming to 10 knots to make this turn a little bit faster. We'll do our sonar searches at 5 knots to make sure we don't get anybody. I want you to pay attention to the time bearing display up here. It's going to go gray. It's still going to update. These gray zones mean the ship is turning, so any sonar data during this time, even if we have track and you maintain track to a turn, you can't use it in fire control. And with the modern fire control system, it automatically rejects this information. But at a glance, you could walk into control and see how much we've been maneuvering versus how long we've been stable. And if this screen is mostly gray, even if you have track, you don't have good information. So as a rule of thumb, and this doesn't apply all the time, but as a rule of thumb, I like to keep this screen less than half gray. If it's more than half gray, that's kind of bad. There's reasons for why you may want to do that. If you're maneuvering around a lot, because it's highly tactical, that doesn't matter. But normal transit operations, try to minimize the amount of sonar data you can't use. Those guys like to feel important. They're little prima donnas. Got to take care of them, stroke their ego a little bit, you know. And it's up to the officer of the deck to do that. That's his job. You know, these guys don't get paid very much, and they get no thanks. They got to clean everything, you know. Sometimes the showers aren't hot, you know. We want our shower. So use their data. Try not to keep the screen gray too much. Try not to maneuver too much. So, something that is kind of important about the time bearing display, and I'll use the one over here for illustration purposes, is you can go north center, where the center of your screen is north. You can go south center, center of your screen is south. Notice the blue line is moving around because I'm changing the orientation where the screen is looking, right? Now, because we're operating a lot of screens that give the same data, but they don't all have the same north-south orientation unless you go to each one and update it manually, I'm going to leave it in relative. That means own ship on every screen, sonar, fire control, time bearing plot, will always have own ship in the center. This is not how I operated back in the 90s. But because I'm one man operating so much equipment, I'm going to keep all the screens in relative, and they'll make my management a lot easier. Whenever we go to multi-crew, we may still do that because that's what I'm training you to do, but we don't have to. The normal way to do that is to keep north center or south center, never relative center. But this is a new way of thinking about operating the boat. So for right now, on every display, in terms of bearing, the blue line should always be up. It should be the front of the boat. Over here, the blue line should always be in the middle, over here. All right, so we checked the own ship's data repeater. We're coming on course 140 now. Sonar still has no contacts. Let's go ahead and slow down to 5 knots. Pilot, head 1/3. Okay, we're going to go to head 1/3 there. Now starts the 3-minute timer. I'm going to give, if we had contacts, we'd do the full 3 minutes. If we have no contacts, there's no reason to wait 3 minutes. Right now we have no contacts, but I'm going to give Sonar a minute to see if there is a contact, because you got to let your screen update a little bit. So this is what the officer of the deck, or the captain, or the approach officer, this is what they look at right here. For as far as sonar goes, let's take a look. So this is why you want to wait a minute, because all the data that's useful is on the outside, and you can't see a trace if you don't give it time to build up. And we're looking at the large bow array right now. We can go to the WA. Just checking chat real quick. How y'all doing? Holy crap, we have a lot of people. Hi. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming by. All right, I should not have looked at that number. Now I'm all self-conscious. I like to think of it as I'm just talking to my friends. That's how I kind of treat this for my own mental, yeah. Anywho, so for me, this is a new display. Like I said, this was on the Virginia class. I like it. I understand it. I'm just not familiar with it. This is where I cut my teeth, is on these displays here. Again, there's no contacts on any array. We check the WA. Oops. We check the towed array. Oh, what do we got there? We do have something there. So I have found that the Sonar autocrew is pretty good at detecting targets. If anything, they put too many trackers on targets. But that's probably a contact right there. Oh. Got some transients over here as well. The towed array is not stable, so obviously this part here is on ship, but I was looking right here. Okay, so we're going to say no sonar contacts. Because of this extremely dangerous environment, I'm going to have Sonar man the high-frequency sonar for periscope depth operations. That's this screen right here. Sail aperture, you have the chin as well, but we're going up. We want the sail. That's the top bit. And have it going into continuous in full range mode. This looks out in front of the submarine. I'll update here in a second. It'll update here in a second. Hello. All right, let's turn that up a little bit. Hello. This should update here in a second. Sail full. Standby. Oh, wow. All right, well, make a note in the maintenance log. The high-frequency sonar needs to be fixed. Huh. Sail array. I'm just going to reselect everything. Let's go stop, standby, continuous. Apparently we're operating without high-frequency sonar today. Not sure why. All right, so I'll leave the regular sonar display up. Officer deck is not gonna be looking over here anyway. I just wanted to set up the sonar system. Like they'll have an extra operator or move one of these operators over there, or if they have the displays, and they do actually, they could just bring it up over here. But the officer deck needs to know what display is looking like right here, forward of the submarine as we're coming up. All right, so there's no sonar contacts. I intend to come periscope depth on this course. We'll ring up the captain, but in this case, we are the captain. I would give him a brief saying, intend to go to periscope depth, clear the broadcast for the 0445 broadcast. That's the next one that's coming up in 4 minutes. I intend on being in periscope depth in 4 minutes. Sonar holds no contacts. There's no close contacts. Sea states 2. Calm seas. Unlimited visibility is expected. Request permission to go to periscope depth. And captain on the little phone would be like, yep, just do it. Stop bugging me. He probably wouldn't say that about periscope depth. This is dangerous. A lot of times the captain comes to control for this operation. Yeah. This is not something you just do. Yeah. Okay. What are we doing? We're going to go to the optronics mast. Okay, we're going to power this motherfucker up. Bam. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to tell the pilot, raise number 1 HD mast. Dive, make your depth 5 feet, baby. 5 feet, boom. Okay, we're coming to 5 feet. We're going to raise the mast fully. We have lots of cool modes here. I'll go over all these. But I'm going to show you to do a periscope depth. Come periscope depth, everyone is quiet. It's like a church right now in the submarine, at least in the control room. In this room right here, everyone is silent. No one's saying shit. Because if anyone speaks up, it's because we're about to hit something. That's what everyone's waiting on. That's why it's quiet. And so I've got the periscope raised. It's a optronics mast. It's not technically a periscope. I may call this a periscope a lot because that's what I did my whole career. But you want to kind of angle it up. So we're not looking straight. We're looking up by about 10 degrees, 15 degrees. And then you're just going to kind of go back and forth in front of the boat. This is how you go to PD. Because you'll see the shadow of a hull of a boat right above you if you're about to hit it. And you're the last line of defense to be like, emergency deep, because we're about to hit something. So, sonar's deaf. They don't hear nothing over there. The high frequency sonar is broke for some reason. I'm not even sure why that is. All right. Oh, you can see the motion of the ocean right above us right there. And our depth is at 110 feet coming to 55 feet. The dive will be calling out those numbers normally, so I guess that's an exception to the quiet roll. What am I doing here? What's going on? I've lost control of my periscope. Oof. That was not a contact, folks. There we go. I'd flip the viewer, I think, all the way around, I think. Or I was looking straight up. That's what it was, yeah. All right, we have 2 sonar contacts, but they're behind us. That's why Sonar doesn't say anything, but he still gains them. They're on the screen now. So I know I need to look that direction as soon as I can. As soon as we break water, I'm going to do a safety sweep and look down those bearings. Oh my God, get over there. Notice how I'm in low power the whole time. Oops, get up a little bit. All right, we're about to break the surface, and here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. Third contact, multiple contacts down to the southwest. Actually, that's to the north. It's behind us. I forgot we're going south. Yep. Okay, so once we break the top, I should have done this before, but that's okay. Turn the overlay to where I can read it better in the daylight. And I am looking around. This is a very quick low power search. Boom. No close contacts. Now people can talk again. Next one. Look for airplanes. Okay, no airborne contacts. Now I'm going to bring the periscope back down so we're not giving away our position so easily. The periscope's very detectable on radar now. Radars have gotten so good, it's scary. I'm going to put sonarmen out of a job if they get any better. Now I want to look down the bearing of these contacts here. All right, and we're going to zoom in with the color camera. The color camera is probably the worst to see contacts at range, but I like to just see if I can see them. Oh, what do I have here? Oh, who you? Hey, girl. You come here often? All right, you notice how the periscope's bobbing around? I'm going to click stabilize, and it's going to stabilize it. Oh, Jesus. It also sent it to space. There you go. And notice how it's not bobbing around anymore? And we just pinged it. So the contact bearing 345 is 18,000 yards away. High confidence, because that's a laser rangefinder, so... Oh, hey, girlfriend. Who you? Oh, okay, 330, he's 18.7, so the 345 contact is closer. Now, like I said, we're being hunted by the Chinese Navy, so we don't want to be keeping our periscope up here too long. We can go to thermal vision, which I kind of like this one. This is a really good way to see. Ironically, my contacts disappeared when I did that. Oh, wow. That's interesting. They should be glowing up my display, but let's just take another look at 345. Okay. I am level with the horizon. I just verified that. Okay. And then there's a third one. This is infrared. Yeah, infrared daylight. Let's get back on these contacts. Oh, Lord have mercy. There's one right there. Yeah, this one's not too good in these conditions. 18.5. And there's another one over here. I don't see any warships. That's concerning. I know this is an escorted convoy for sure. All right, down. I left that periscope out of the water way too long. You do that in like 10 seconds or less. Yeah. All right, let's get off this. So we have multiple contacts to the north. They do appear to be our contacts of interest. I plan to engage. At this point, I would contact the captain, if I'm not the captain, and request permission to go to battle stations. We'd either go to fire control tracking party or battle stations. You usually go to battle stations first, and then you would reduce it to fire control tracking party. This is a great opportunity to test the alarms. I actually haven't even done this yet. This will be a first for everybody, including myself. If you go to the upper display here, anything that's wrong with the submarine will show up here as an update. Also orders and things like that. Rigging the ship, this is kind of important. I should have gone over this. Rig ship for dive, in port, patrol quiet, ultra quiet, all things you want to be doing. So we're already rigged for dive, but I'm going to click it anyway just to show you. It turns red. That means crew members are going around the boat, rigging the ship for dive, making sure that board is all green for diving. You do this on the surface before you dive, okay? Good Lord. Don't get that backwards. Don't dive and then hit the button. It's too late. That's called flooding. That's what that is. That's what the Indian submarine did. Whoopsie. Okay, so we're going to go to general quarters, battle stations. Oh yeah, wake up. Yeah, this is what my alarm is set to at 5 a.m. Okay, I hope it shuts off on its own. I don't know if it will. I have no idea. Thank God it did. I was like, how do you turn this thing off? That was the first time I used that. Anyway, so if your phone ringtone or alarm is set to that, we can be friends. All right, so we're up here at Periscope depth. We're very vulnerable at Periscope depth. The whole purpose of coming up here was to communicate with the admiral rather. So let's head over to radio, and we're going to be like, hey pilot, raise the number 2 satellite and communications mast. He did number 1 because he does his own thing. He's his own man. No one tells him what to do. All right, so here we can see we have number 1 comm antenna raised. These are very detectable. The moment these come out of the water, you're counter detected. Yeah. And we're going to see if we have any information. So the broadcast comes at 04:45 and broadcast for 15 minutes. So from 04:45 to 5 a.m. at any time we can get the broadcast. And that's what we're doing here. Usually you can wait up to 60 seconds. There's no point waiting any longer than that in this game. But you can see we do have multiple satellites. Communication, they're not always satellites, by the way. They're land-based, air-based communication. DMR-1, DMR-2 Bravo. These are all comm channels. The game does not tell you what they are, so we're going to just leave it at that. Those are radio stations, essentially. And it says if they're online or not. If they're online, they're the ones that may have message traffic for you. This is message traffic for the entire military. So just because they're online doesn't mean they have something for you. Okay. Let's click send and receive. There it is, send and receive. It's just like email. Yeah, send and receive. If we have any outgoing, there it goes. Okay, so we have it looks like no messages from the Admiral. Let's go ahead and raise, tell the pilot, lower all mast and antennas because you're giving us away. Stop doing that. That will also lower the photonics mast that I had up. But I want to come over here real quick and show you that, because this is really important. Under the mast, this is where you have all the hull openings we talked about. This button right here, retract all masts and antennas, lowers everything. So you don't have to click each one. And you do not dive the boat below periscope depth with these raised, okay? Don't do that. Oh, crap. One more thing. I keep seeing things I need to talk about, sorry. A good idea, and it's best to do this at periscope depth, take a few minutes. I usually do this while I'm deploying the towed array, and open up the forward and aft valve group. That's the vents for the main ballast tanks. Those things always have air at the very top, a little bit of air, and it makes noise. You don't want that. So open them up, leave them open for a minute or two, but do not forget to shut them, which is what we're going to do now. And there is a major problem. I need to talk to the devs about this, but this head valve in auto mode is dangerous. You're asking for flooding in this case. Auto mode means it automatically opens if it decides to. You're one faulty sensor deciding to flood your submarine in auto mode. Keep that shut. Keep that shit shut. You know what I'm saying? Don't be dumb. I'm going to talk to devs about that because that's wrong. This is wrong. I don't want more water in my sub than I already got. Okay. Well, so we contact the Admiral. He ain't got nothing to say to us. Our orders are to engage that convoy, and that's what we're going to go do. That's what we're going to go do. I've decided on my decision display here to go invade the convoy. Now, DC, listen, we saw where these ships are headed, and they ain't headed north. This knucklehead over here, he don't know what he's doing. I don't think he's a fire controlman. I think he's just sitting in the chair. I think he's keeping that cushion warm. I think that's what he's doing. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to do fire control's job. We're going to do fire control's job in a minute. But we got to fix what we're doing right now because we're going the wrong direction. Yeah, we got to fix that right now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a sounding. Always take a sounding before you change your depth if you're going down. And sounding is 2,400 fathoms. Lots of water. So I'm going to say, pilot, make your depth. Right here. Where's that? Hey, make your depth 800 feet. Give the pilot a second to do that. I can read some chat. Hey, good morning, Izzy. Good morning, everybody. I'll be reading more chat later on. Right now, we're just kind of introducing everybody to what a submarine is. Yeah. And how bad my fire control team is. The Sonar team's not bad. They put the tracker on the trace. That's pretty, yeah, they're good at that part. We got to do everything else until this knucklehead gets smarter. I assume the crew gets better as they get more experience because there are experience points in this game. I don't know exactly how they work yet. We got a contact. That's new. Sonar, what the hell's going on? What the hell's going on? What is this over here to the right? Off our bow. What are these transients? Is this a... That better be a whale. Oh, it's us. Okay. Also a whale. Okay. That's a submarine. Called the Virginia Block 3 that we happen to be driving right now. A good officer of the deck can detect own ship on sonar. That's all we expect out of them. We can check that box. Qualified. All right, we're coming down to 800 feet. We're going to go ahead. Ahead standard. Going fast. We're going to go fast. All right, so course is 140. Speed is going to come up to about, should be about 20 knots. We'll see what it is, maybe 15 knots. And our depth is going to come down to 800 feet. We're still going the wrong direction. I don't want to change too many things at once because that's one guy. He's a very busy dude over there, right? All right, coming down safely. This is awesome. Okay, good job up there. I should send this chucklehead over there because he does not belong in this chair. So while we're coming down on depth, let's take a look-see-loo here, what we got. We saw that we had two contacts, Sierra 1, Sierra 2, called Sierra 1 and Sierra 5. Those are our two merchant contacts, and they were headed more 030 or maybe even 060 is what I thought they were doing. And we're going to work out their fire control solution, rather, in just a moment. We are losing contact at this speed. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Oh, wow. What happened there? Okay. So this is what happens when sonar trackers track off. They go wild. You can ignore this data. It's important that you do ignore the data. Don't factor this bearing into your solution. It'll throw it off. Anyway, let's do Sierra 1. That was one of the two merchants. It was the closest merchant we saw. And we did a laser range finding, whatever. We know that he was about 18.5 at the time. This was like minutes ago. And we know that he's doing, I'm assuming, 10 knots. We don't know for sure. We haven't figured out speed yet. We will. I'll show you how to do that. But I'm going to assume 10 knots for a merchant initially. That puts him on a course of 030. That makes no sense. I'm going to put his course at about 060. And let me apply that and see what the stack says. Oh, stack says I'm wrong. Okay. So when I say stack, stack refers to the actual console in layman's terms, but I'm also stacking these dots. So, what the hell? Hold on a second. Pilot, did we hit something? What the hell was that? All right, we're on depth. That's fine. Oops, wrong button. Okay, dive, come left. Steer course north. I always try to avoid north, south, east, west courses, but in this case it's appropriate. Don't make your enemy's job any easier by driving cardinal headings. North, south, east, west are off limits, other than this one time, okay? Always something different. 10 degrees, left or right of that's fine. But do not let another sonarman on another submarine, or God forbid a ship, figure out your course because you're going north. People are like, why is he yelling at us? Calm down, it's fine. I'm cranky in the morning. I'm still drinking my coffee, okay? A little cranky. I just want to take a moment here. I hate breaking character, but this has given me some serious flashbacks. Maybe a little PTSD, but that's okay. A little PTSD salted onto the flashbacks is it's very authentic. I can smell the Naga hide right now. That's weird. Yeah. Oh, great question in the chat. I'm so glad I looked up. The question is, do warships have a laser warning detector or sensor for your laser rangefinder? They do, all of them. Modern warships, I don't care if it's the Nigerian Navy, some third world Navy, they all have it. Yes, so using a laser rangefinder on a warship is like saying, hey buddy, I'm over here. Don't do that. That's why I did it to the merchants. Merchants don't have that. Great question. Good job, chat. I will read chat more. Please bear with me. Don't get mad. I know some people get very upset when I don't read chat. I wish I could put chat from Twitch on one of these screens. It would not be immersive, but it would be cute. Maybe one day, whenever they have mod support enabled, like workshop Steam support, somebody can build that and integrate it into like Discord chat, and oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, just ideas, man. Just ideas. Okay. We're coming to course north. We're 2 degrees from course north. We're coming to course north now. Okay, now that we're at 800 feet, we're going to come back over here. I want to show you how to do this. That's why I'm not doing it off screen. Blah, 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 blah. We're going to rig. We are going to rig ship for deep submergence, baby. So we're going to shut a couple extra hull penetrations so that in case something goes catastrophically wrong, we don't immediately die. Once we are rigged for deep submergence, that button will go green again. It'll take a few minutes. All these processes take time. That's something to take into account. So, submarine warfare is called ASW, anti-submarine warfare, which I am kind of offended that they have the anti on that. But ASW stands for awfully slow warfare. Everything is slow, methodical, overly complicated, and lots of buttons. God, we love buttons. Look at all these buttons up here. Got buttons over there. Look at that one. I don't even know what that does. Oh, we should have put up ESM too. There's probably the warships that I did not see that I know are up there would probably have been on ESM. I'm kind of surprised I don't see a warship right now racing south, because they definitely saw saw on radar the periscope I had out of the water for like a minute. Yeah, that's dumb. Don't do that. You don't need to do it all at once. You can raise the periscope, do one thing, lower that thing. Okay. You come to PD, you do that safety sweep. Like in combat, you don't even do a safety sweep, right? But we're not in combat yet. Not yet. We're about to blow stuff up. That's what we're going to do. We got to catch up to them first because we've been going the wrong way for a long time. All right, let's take a look at what own ship looks like at this higher speed. So we have the towed array out, and be careful with either towed array. I told you the thin line's very fragile, and the fat line's kind of fragile too because you're still dragging it behind you. Pardon me. Do not try and go to a flank bell with any towed array out or any floating wire out. You will rip it off, okay? And then it's useless. You won't be able to use it again until you pull into port and fix it. So don't do that. All right, so over here on the right, we have all the sonar trackers. You see how the sonar trackers kind of clump up here? Last I remember, and this is going back 20 years, that's real. They're very confusing. Now, as the sonarman, I kind of understood this because I was the one assigning the trackers, but because I didn't watch it being assigned, I can understand the frustration of the officers now saying, what the hell is that? Is that Sierra 6 or 7 or both? It could be Sierra 8 on that bearing. So you really got to come over here and look at the bearings, and then come over here and say, okay, that's who's over there. So who's our contact that's closest to north? This is a good way to kind of triage this. Sierra 7 bears 355. So he's the contact on the far right. Who's the one closest to west? All the way here on the left. So we have 345, we have 347, 341. So Sierra 5 is all the way on the left-hand side. So we have Sierra 7 on the right, Sierra 5 on the left. Sierra 1, 2, 3, and 4 are in the middle of that mess. And you can actually see Sierra 1 and 4 right there. So that's just a good way to kind of help keep track of where the sonar trackers are. Not on this display, so I'm not going to talk about it. There is a way to fix that, but the devs may not have it in this build because we don't have all the tools in this unclassified build that the real Navy has. So because of that, I need to stop talking about it. It's just something we're going to have to manage. That's all I'm saying. Wow, my frame rate. Oh yeah, look at that. So you see the little gray lines here? The reason why that's gray is because we were doing depth changes. Now, sonar data during depth changes you can use. I wouldn't use the towed array data during these little things, but you can still use it on the sphere. Sphere compensates for that. Alrighty, so we're closing those merchant contacts. That's what we're doing on this leg here. And if you glance over, I'm trying to get this off the screen. If you look right next to my head here, you can see the big picture. That's why I keep that there. So we have Sierra, I believe that's Sierra 7, going 030. That's the solution that I manually entered. That didn't really stack up right. But until we regain contact, that's all we're going to have. Are we rigged for deep submergence yet? Not yet. Okay. That should go green here in a minute. One thing I should have done one thing I will do before I go down to 1,100 feet is check sounding again, but we can see the sounding is still at 2,300 fathoms. It's very deep water. It's a fathom is 6 feet, so if you want to convert that to feet, you just take the fathom, you multiply it by 6, so it's like over 12, 14,000. It's very deep. We're not going to hit the bottom. And we can't really do fire control solutions because we don't have any current sonar data. I inputted that manual solution, and I'm going to zoom into it so you can see it, on Sierra 7. I guess it was Sierra 1. Because that's what I visually saw through the periscope. That's what I think I saw. Whenever we get close to that and slow down again, we're going to verify that, obviously. So yeah, this on-screen overlay, hopefully in the next build, I don't know when, but we're going to be able to turn that off. So whenever I look down at this display, we can just see the display. We don't see this red button thing. All right, so this is called repositioning. And this is my time to read chat. How is everybody doing? Rivion's here. He says, I'd rather, he says, don't what you gotta don't. Oh, talking about things. Yeah. I've got my filter on full filter right now. You're fine. If I stutter or stop myself mid-sentence, sorry, sometimes that happens. I try not to start the sentence if I'm not going to say the sentence, I'm very much in a free flow of thought mode. This is my home. This is where I live. Like this simulator is the best thing I've seen since I was actually on a submarine. It's really good. All right, chat's over here. So if you're wondering why I'm looking over here, I'm reading you guys, okay? We have a lot of people. Jesus Christ. Don't you guys ever sleep? It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, wow, no, it's not 6. The time flies, okay. All right. He says you should definitely not have the scope up for that long. Thank you for concurring with me, Mr. YouTube. So somebody on YouTube said that. We got a lot of advice on YouTube. That's where the experts are. They're over there. Ryman says, just had breakfast. Okay. Well, welcome aboard. Oh, so someone's from the UK, and it's lunchtime over there. Don't you guys have tea time? It's tea time over there, right? Tumbleweed says, I remember seeing you on YouTube. Chance to interview a sonarman. Hold on a second. Tumbleweed, what the hell are you talking about? Tumbleweed on the Twitter says, sorry, chat is going by so damn fast. Hold on a second. I want to read that again because it looked like an interesting comment that I want to read aloud, but it's updating too fast on my screen. All right, sorry, we're looking at the ceiling. I'm trying to get it so we don't have that overlay in the middle of your display. Oh my God. Okay, everyone stop talking for a minute on chat, please. Okay. Shut up. Okay, Tumbleweed says, I remember seeing a YouTube video, not me, a YouTube video, where a YouTuber had the chance to interview a sonarman in the submarine. He'd asked the question, the sonarman would look at the XO sitting at the table next to him, and the XO either shook his head or said yes if he could answer it. I think I saw that same interview. I think I did. That was years ago, but I remember that. And yeah, there's nothing right there. Oh, wow, we have somebody from Singapore. Well, welcome to it, sir, Singapore. Beautiful city, by the way. If you get a chance to go to Singapore, don't go in the summertime. Go around December. It's on the equator, so it's always summer down there. Anyway, yeah, I love Singapore. You guys have one of my favorite Formula One races is the Singapore race. And most Formula One fans don't like that race, but I like the way it looks. It looks fantastic on TV because it's nighttime, the lights are on, the sparks are flying under the car. Oh, so good. It's very dramatic. It's very cinematic. And then on top of that, Singapore is just a beautiful city. You guys are like, it's like from the future. It's like a future city. Anyway, welcome. Welcome from Singapore. Glad you guys found the channel. So, what I should have been doing, I should have marked our position before we started this transit. I'm going to mark it now, though. So I'll also use some of the on-screen tools for you. This one's very useful. It's a measuring distance tool. So you click one point, and you click the other point, and it gives you the distance in miles. This is 7 nautical miles. That's where I want to be. And so if we take our speed, which is 15 knots, to go 7 nautical miles, that is going to be half an hour. It's going to be 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, we're going to be right at that point if we don't speed up. Because I have a towed array out, I want to be careful. I'm not sure when the towed arrays will fail in this game. Maybe we should find that out, but I kind of need the towed array for what we're about to do. I don't want to rip it off. Anyway, man, are we not going to rig for deep submergence, or is that going to stay red the whole time? Maybe that's going to stay red, indicating our current rigging. Okay, I thought it went back green, but maybe I'm probably remembering that wrong. All right, where are we at? We're here. Okay, so now that we're rigged for deep submergence, we can go even deeper. So right now we're at 800 feet. You know what? I'm going to bring this up. There's documentation for this game in the game. The tutorials or videos that you can watch. I recommend you do that. But for this game, I'm going to find out how deep the Virginia can go. I know how deep it can go in real life, but we need to figure out what it is in the game. That's the important bit. So let's see if I can bring this on screen without doxing myself. Okay. Can you guys see that? It brings up an Adobe document. That's pretty close. I'm trying to get it on your screen there. All right, so this is all things Virginia. Let me zoom this out. We're going to read the manual as we're operating the submarine. It's kind of funny. Okay, calm down here. We go. I'm trying to find the zoom button. It's usually right over here, but I don't see it. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess we're scrolling manually. Let's go to the table of contents, and we'll see if it talks about depth. So general, yeah, we go. Description and specifications, page 1-2. That's probably where our data is at. Okay, let's go to 1-2. Scroll button. Where's the page numbers at? There we go, 1-2. All right, so we got 4 torpedo tubes. We got a bunch of missile tubes, decoy launchers. So it does say that there are 3-inch other launchers with the Mark II and Mark V ADCs. I don't see where to operate these in the game yet, so I don't know if that's in the game yet. But because it's in the manual, I assume that if it's not in the game already, it will be. That's what I'm assuming right now. What I'm trying to find is total water depth. How deep can it go? And it should tell us. Let's see if it's in the notes here. Nope. I'm sure it's in this book, the operating manual. Oh, here we go. Crush depth. 1,550 feet. Don't exceed that. So we're going to come down to 1,200 feet. So a very important chart for you to understand is this one. You don't need to memorize it, but you want to know some key depths here. So with bow planes extended and locked, and unlocked, you can operate inside this envelope safely. This is the yellow one. It comes all the way out over here. If you go outside this bubble, I'll call it, you could risk losing the entire submarine due to one casualty. Like if you're operating at a flank bell, 33 plus knots, at 1,000 feet, if you have a flooding casualty, there's nothing you can do in any configuration to save the ship. You are dead. Dead, dead, dead. Actually, right about here. I'll take that back. Yeah, if you're doing 34 knots, if you're outside this bubble. So if you have bow planes retracted and the inner stern planes locked, that should be red. These should be different colors because these are different things. Okay. I think they need to fix one of those. Okay. Either way, the point is you want to stay inside the red line. This is a good description. So if you're above the red line, if you're shallow, 100 feet, doing 30 knots, you could broach. Something could happen and beyond your control, there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. You're going to the surface. Not so bad, but if you're down here and you lose control at 34 knots at say 1,000 feet, you could go down to crush depth before you can stop going to crush depth, and then you're dead. So just be very careful about operating above 25 knots at 1,200 feet. That's the one number you probably should remember. If you want to go faster, you need to go shallower than 1,200 feet. That's all I wanted to point out to you. I'm going to close that. All this information is in the game. Okay. Thought I couldn't get out of that for a second. Let's bring up a different display, though. We want our decision-making display here. Now, you can already see how far we've gone along my little button here. Obviously, these contacts are still moving, by the way. The contact that I manually plotted right there is not moving because it has no generated bearing. But whenever we come to the surface, we'll see where these guys are now. And I expect this guy to be like over here, if my solution was right. We're just trying to catch up to him. Also, I do want to make my countermeasures ready because we are going to be shot at, for sure. Like, no doubt. It's going to happen. So let's go ahead and get to our countermeasure display here. So these are all 6-inch launchers. They're all the same. You have the port side, starboard side launchers. These are outside the ship on stabilizers that are kind of angled out below, next to, but below the pump jet. You got a Mark III and Mark IV. And you can have them go to any depth. This is the depth that they'll float or sink to and then operate. So you can make it deep, make it shallow. We'll have to see how this operates in the game. I have a couple tactics I'm going to try, and then we'll figure out together which one's the best. But that's going to be interesting to see, watch those work. I think if they're accurate, I haven't tried one yet. It'll blow your mind. You guys are about to learn about ADCs. It's not what you think. This ain't the Cold War anymore. Okay, so we got a few more minutes. Man, it's getting cold in here. I might have to put a jacket on. Oh, I see chat has been paused. I apologize for that. I'm gonna unpause chat now. Shoot, I missed a billion messages. Oh my God. Okay, I apologize for missing all the messages. What do we got here? Hey, Ninja Cheeto's here. How's it going, Ninja? He says, you're insane streaming at my hours. Oh, I know. I couldn't sleep last night. I want to get on this game so bad. I've been up for a long time. All right. I'm going to stay at 800 feet because we're almost to where we need to go. But I rigged for deep submergence so that we could go down to 1,200 feet. You want to make sure you rig for that before you go below. I'll just say 800 feet. 800 feet is a good rule of thumb. If you plan on going below that, hit that button. So for now, we'll go to rig for dive. I'll see if dive stays red too. I thought it went back to green. I really did. All right, we have no messages. I like leaving the messages screen up. It's on multiple screens, so in case I miss something, I can just glance over there and be like, oh, new message. Oh, is there a cav curve too? There is. After we survive this engagement, I'll show you guys how to do cav curve. Because you want to know at what speeds do you cavitate. That's very important to know. Oh, you're asking if it's on the screen. I don't think it is. Let me see if it is. He's asking, this is a very good question, by the way. Very good question. Oh, it's on the other thing. Shoot, sorry. I'm going to bring up that document one more time. It opens it up in a browser window, so that's why it's over there. Great question. Oh, it kept the page number too. Nice. Good job. All right, is there cav curve on here? All right, it's not on this one. Yeah, it's not on. Yeah, it's not on that one. The cav curve is very similar to that line, but it's not that line. That's not what that means. So I'm going to show you how to manually plot your cav curve. You should always know your own cav curve. There's different Virginia types in this game. They should have different cav curves, cavitation curves. I should use the full name until you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to come down here and just see if there's any more. Now this goes over what I'm telling you. So we're going to do the cavitation curve manually, and we're almost where we need to be. Okay, so because we're in deep water, we might be able to track this guy from down here. So the proper way to use this display is once you have a contact and you have an idea of where they're at, you put the line kind of down their line of bearing but beyond their actual position, so you can click ray trace and get an idea of at what range will you get bottom bounce, and that range is about 12,000 yards. Well, how far away is he now? He's 12,000 yards away. If we slow down, we should get a bottom bounce detection from Sierra 1 if our solution is correct. That's a big if, because I think it's maybe not. I may have got the angle on the bow wrong, because it didn't stack up at all when I put that in the fire control system. And then look at this big blank area. Look how big our shadow zone is. Good Lord, we're deaf. Like, this is not a good environment to be in. And what's causing this is a very strong and shallow layer. The combination of those two things kills sonar from any kind of surface contacts. So, but it's also protecting us. We're able to run at this really high speed with warships right in front of us, and there's no way they hear us. They have no clue what is about to happen to them. Yeah. No idea. Frankly, I don't know either. But I'm going to try and blow them up. Let's turn this back into sonar. And we are going to continue repositioning. While we're continuing our run to the north, we're going to read some more chat. So now's your time. Oh, crap, why does chat keep pausing? Uh-oh. Hold on a second. I got to fix that. Every time I turn away, it stops updating. Why? Okay, it's back to real time now. I apologize. I missed 100 or so messages is what it says. All right. Somebody says, pardon me for not reading your name. I'm going to try to get through these quick. I can't take credit for it, just trying to be a good question. Oh, somebody's answering questions in chat. Thank you. If you guys know the answer to questions in chat, help me out. Help a gooba out, okay? Thank you. Which key presses to steal the Exo's door? Yes. Oh, that's a man right there. I'm surprised we don't have any female watchstanders. I wanted to be misogynistic, but looks like we're going to... Oh, well. You guess who we got on stack number 2 over? Hello, Missy. All right, I'm going to teach you why submariners are always getting in trouble. Yeah, that's okay. That's for later. That's for hour 3. You got to stick around for that hour. That's the fun hour. That's when I lose my mind. Stealing the Exo door is... Oh, Average Joe, did you do that too? I'm so glad that tradition continues in the Navy. Hell yeah, dude. Well done. I got in trouble too. Worth it. Worth it. You know what's funny is the XO made me stay outside his door and clean. You know, at least on the 688, they've got, and it's probably the same on Virginia. There is the OBA that's for the XO. So if there's a fire, the XO grabs that specific OBA. It's like a firefighting, breathing thing, and then goes to the scene of the fire, the scene of the casualty. And as a submariner, you already know that. I'm telling the crew what that's for. I had to sit out there and clean his deck and clean that little locker, just the outside of it, with like a sponge and a bucket of water for it felt like an hour, but it was probably like 30 minutes. Because I had stuck his door. Oh, and this is so good. These doors have this fake laminate wood on it. And me and the cooks thought it would be a good idea to try and hide it in the chill box. What I didn't understand at the time is how moisture and freezing temperatures destroy the fake wood on these doors. And it also accumulates a little, the longer you leave it in there, accumulates. And we left it in there for a day. I got in trouble just for leaving it in there for a day. No, he couldn't find his door, and we were just giggling like girls. And so I finally bring the door back. It's freezing cold. I'm wearing gloves. And I'm like, XO permission to restore your door, sir. And this thing is frostbitten, discolored, and the wood is all wavy wobbly. I've destroyed the door. And it wouldn't even fit back on the thing because it was frozen. Because the hinge on this goes all the way from the top to the bottom. It's one long ass piece of metal. And because it was cold, it had changed size. Because that's what metal does when it gets cold. And it took me forever to get that door back on, and nobody wanted to help me because everybody who was helped me is implicated in the crime. So I was by myself trying to get this door back on, and then what's it doing as it thaws out? It's dripping water everywhere. Oh, it took at least an hour for that door to thaw out. Probably longer, actually. But I was mopping up water and stuff, and the XO is like right here in this chair. Imagine this is the XO's office. His door is where this Zarf is. I'm by his right knee on my hands and knees. Look like I'm about to do something inappropriate. As I'm cleaning the deck, and he's at his little desk, which is about that big, doing paperwork, probably writing me on report for captain's mast or something is what I'm imagining. He didn't, but he made me stay there for an hour on the deck cleaning his deck as his door thawed out. Yeah. Beat that story. Yeah. I bet you got in trouble. You didn't get into that much trouble. Yeah. That probably cost me a promotion. Oh my God. Okay, what am I doing? I'm teaching you guys stuff. Yeah, let's go. Hey, we're there. Okay, we're ready to slow down, folks. So, what is our best search depth? I think I said I wanted to be deep. We're going to double check that because I forgot what I was talking about. God. There's really no good search depth unless we want to be at 4,000 feet. Good Lord. Let me draw the ray trace to 1,000 feet. Let's do 2,000 feet. Whoops, okay. I right-clicked. Did that reset everything? I think it did. Ray trace. There we go. I'm trying to figure out where I can go to get this sound to come inside my sonar hole. And, I don't know. There's really no good depth. Damn. Like, the good depth is 4,000 feet. But guess what? Metal don't go that deep. Well, it does once. It doesn't come back. Okay, shoot. I mean, we might as well stay at 800 feet because we're already here. We don't gain any advantage going shallow, that's for sure. Unless we're at periscope depth, then we gain all the advantages because that's where the sound is. It's up by the surface of the water. Okay. All right, pilot to head 1/3. Sonar, start a new sonar search. So we're going to give sonar at least 3 minutes here. And hopefully we regain some contacts here. Something else we could do, but I'm not going to because I'm about to go into a tactical fight, is deploy the thin line towed array, the TB-29. That gives you much longer detection ranges and better bearings. It gives you both. So, but just remember it's really fragile. I would not go above a standard bell. with the TB-29. After we successfully complete this engagement, we'll break the submarine. We're going to find out how fast can we go with each towed array. We'll do them one at a time before they break. And then we'll also do the cav curve. We'll do both those things. So first we're going to complete the mission, and then we're going to break the boat, which I'm sure will reflect poorly on my record. Remember, there is experience in this game. The results of your missions are saved on your account. So, but you can always reset your account. And this is mission 1. We'll just reset it. This is our shakedown cruise. This is sea trials. You always want to break the boat on sea trials so the shipyard pays for it and fixes it, so you don't have to. That's how a sailor thinks. Oh, let's bring Sonar back up here. This ray trace is good, but it's not going to change, so I'll bring this back up. Notice how the towed array looks much cleaner now that we've slowed down. And we're on the TB-34. I think I said TB-16. That's the old one. The TB-34 is the new fat line. Forgive me for... I'm gonna do that a lot. I'm gonna talk about sonar systems that no longer are in existence, just because that's what I'm used to saying. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my my Doris story. There should be an EXO game. That's funny. Yeah, like make that a game where we can play it on one of these displays. Yeah. Make it like a little Pac-Man where you're running around with a door and the EXO and the wardroom are the ghosts trying to chase you. Yeah. There you go. That's your free game idea. Ivan, I'm not answering Ivan's question, folks. Ivan asks, does the Virginia class still use Q10 version 4? Oh, the Block 1 does. Yep, we're on Block 3. Right now, as the game is being released a week from today, you will at least have Block 1, 2, and 3 Virginia. Block 1 Virginia has that old sonar system. That's the one that I used to operate. Yep, that was the last, was it version 4? I think it was version 4. That was the last sonar system upgrade that we got before I retired. So we could, these screens would look very different with Block 4. I'm sorry, Block 4. Block 1, which is BQQ10 version 4. I don't want to confuse everybody, so for a long time, we're going to use Virginia Block 3 until everybody that follows this channel for many months is used to these displays. Then I'll make special like tutorial videos on what the other sonar systems look like, because the screens are very different. The information's the same. Sonar is sonar, folks, but how you get that information changes. Like for me, whenever I had on my version of Q10, we did not have the situational awareness display. We might have had it at like the end of my career. I seem to remember that, but that was a long time ago. I'm not young. I feel young, but I'm not young. I'm gonna live forever. That's just all that. That's what that is. I'm gonna live forever. All right, have we regained any sonar contacts? We're at 5 knots. We're at 800 feet. This is the best search depth we can get to, essentially. And we have no sonar contacts. This is a terrible environment we're in. Oh, that was my cursor. Okay. I saw my cursor for a second there. We got to go to PD again, folks. I hate to do that, but man, we're getting our butt kicked in this environment. All right, I know they're to the north of us, so that's what we're going to do. All right, attention and control for Periscope depth brief. We're actually, we're going to come to 150 feet before we start doing that. Pilot ahead 2/3. Make your depth 150 feet. Oh my God. 150 feet. There we go. Okay. So the pilot's going to take care of that while I give the briefing to everybody. We're going to come to Periscope depth on course 090, so the towed array can get a good broad view of all the contacts that I expect to be to the north. In order to prepare for our baffle clear, I'm going to come left to course 330, and then I'm going to come right to course 090. Not going to worry about towed array contacts, just continue to track them when you gain them. Terrible sonar environment, expect to have contact at about 100 feet, just like last time. Be prepared for close contacts. Purpose of this Periscope depth excursion is to get visual, verified ranges of contacts, and regain sonar track. We may conduct our attack at periscope depth, which is not ideal, but in this environment, it may be what we have to do. All right, sonar, man, high frequency sonar. I haven't given up on this. It should work. Let's see if the chin works. Go into standby, go into continuous. We should see, is there something I'm not clicking? No, that's it. I know how to operate this. I've operated this. This is not rocket science. This is like the easiest thing to do. What the hell am I doing wrong? Huh. All right. High frequency sonar still broke. Just verifying. All right. We're not going to bring up the multifunction mass or the photonics mass yet because we still have a lot of tactical things to do. First thing we got to do is get on depth. You do not clear baffles from 800 feet. We're going to do it from, for me, whenever you're working with me, it's going to be 150. You guys can do it whatever you want. I don't care. But whenever you're working with me, it's 150. The reason why I do that is I don't want to spend you see how long it's taking us to get from 800 feet to 150 feet right now? You don't want this time to be used while you're going to periscope depth, because I told you that's a very dangerous evolution. So you want to be a little bit close to the surface, but deep enough to not hit anything. You can determine whatever depth that is for you. For me, it's 150. Also, we got to remember to slow down from 2/3 to 1/3. That's from 10 knots to 5 knots. So we can do a good sonar search. Also, make sure you give the sonarman time to gain new contacts. Don't just fling that rudder over because you got on depth. Okay. Oh, wow. Hey, thank you for the super chat from The Real Woodman. This question deserves a super chat. With all the crazy tone limitations and power and stuff, can one theoretically make an active transient some heavy bass music? Okay, yeah, like that. When I was a young man, I had the same question. The answer is no. They have low-pass filters, which makes for great bass. But they have filters in there that make it sound terrible. I'm not saying they put them in there just to do that, but I did attempt on a duty night in port, try to figure out how to do exactly what you're asking. And on the Q3, my first sonar system was the Q3. I went from Q3 to Q5, and then from Q5 to Q10. I can tell you for sure on the Q3 and Q5, you could not do that. And I believe on the Q10 as well. Now you can, here's what you can do. And I do not recommend this, do not do this. But what you can do is you can go into the sonar equipment space, which is probably called something else on the Virginia, go to the active transmit cabinet, and there is a signal input, a signal injection for testing. You can hook up your Walkman Sony cassette player to that because you're a child of the 80s and play Def Leppard as loud as God intended. You can do that. It's beautiful. Sounds like crap, though. How far back, someone wants to know how far back aft we can go. We can go all the way back here. So far, all of the functional stuff is that direction. As far as I can tell, everything back here, until they update the game, I guess, this is all decoration. I can't actually do anything. Now, if we have flooding or fire, I expect some of these things to be on fire. Here are our floaties. I prefer my floaties. I've got red, white, and blue flag floaties if you guys want. Or you can wear the safety orange, you know. My frame rate's tanking right now. I apologize. What the hell is going on? Why is my frame rate tanking? Are we okay? Stream is good. Hey, as long as the stream's good, we're good. I should probably turn my level of detail down a little bit. I may do that for the next stream. I don't know. Okay. What are we doing? Are we on depth yet? What the hell, Dive? Taking your time up there. Yeah, I really hope the operators, whether they're ship's control party or fire control party, I hope they get better over time. I hope that's in the game. it's definitely in the game for the captain, for your character. It tracks your successes and failures. I don't know if that applies to the crew or not. I hope it does. That'd be nice. A little touch, little touches like that. Keep people coming back and wanting more. That's a game developer, thing. Plus, it makes the game seem a little more alive, a little more real. Did I miss any other super chats? I caught that one randomly. My super chat alert is not working. Oh, I see Numi gave me some bits. Thank you. Thank you for the bits. Wow. Okay. If I miss a super chat, you guys got to spam it. Not don't spam super chats. Spam regular chats in the chat saying I'd missed something so I can go back and read it. I hope I did not miss another one. Chat's acting kind of weird right now. Not just you guys. The actual interface is acting weird. Okay. Somebody says you might be able to allocate streaming software different cores to my PC. Oh God, I don't know how to do any of that, dude. Listen, I'm about to collect Social Security. That's how old I am. Okay. I have no idea. I can barely use my phone anymore. I used to use my phone because it had a round dial on it. Now I got one of these square things that's kind of heavy and has a camera on it. And you want me to do what? Oh yeah, you guys keep paying your taxes so I can get my check, okay? That's going to be a special day on this channel when I get my first Social Security check, which is going to be about $40 because we're broke. But I'm still going to get one. All right. Are we on depth yet, Dive? Jesus, what's going on? All right, we're finally on depth. Man, that's why you come to 150 feet before you start this. I had 1/3. All right, mark the time. This is the beginning of, if we had context. Oh, Jesus, I broke that. This thing's expensive. I can't break it. Oh, my God. Okay, good. Not broken. What was I saying? 3 minutes. All right, if we have contacts, you want to wait at least 3 or 4 minutes. We have no contacts. I'm just going to wait long enough for Sonar to do a really good search, which they're doing all the time anyway. But sometimes you just got to be like, hey, I'm going to turn in 1 minute if you don't gain something. You say something like that to them to let them know what the plan is. I can't believe this isn't working. This literally worked last night. Nothing changed. I don't know why it's not working. That's why I keep thinking I'm doing something wrong here. But there's literally like one button. You go to standby, so you can change your settings, and then you go to continuous, and then it starts updating. What the hell? What happened? I don't know. That's weird. Bugs like that make no sense, because that worked a couple hours ago, but it's not working now. What else we got? Every time I look at chat, it's a whole bunch of new messages. I'm sorry I'm missing everything you guys are saying. Don't forget to rig ship for Periscope. There is a rig for surface, but you don't want to do that. You rig for surface after you go to the surface. Let's see what the choices are, though. I've honestly not read all of them. Okay, so we got collision, flooding, fire, ultra quiet and patrol quiet. Those are very important. Surface, import, dive, yeah. So after we surface, you rig for surface. You don't rig for surface while you're submerged. That would be bad, because that's opening valves and hatches and rigging the bridge. I think someone's trying to troll me. I know what I'm doing, sir, and I'm on to you. Yeah. Oh, the gain. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I should change the gain. I did, but we'll do it again. And let's set it to maximum. Let's go to a 16 decibels. Oh. I wonder. Let's just see. This might be it. Huh. Yeah, it's definitely broke. 16 decibels should be blinding us. It should look like a picture flash, but continuous. Yeah. Yeah. I understand your line of thought about changing the power level, of course. But let's go back to normal power level. I also checked the chin sonar. It's not updating. I don't know what happened. The devs did not patch the game or anything, so that didn't break it. It's my computer. The problem's on this end. If anybody from Wave Ops is watching, ignore that. That's weird. That's nothing you guys did. That's called my computer being lazy. Going, there's too many displays and chats. Yeah, that's on me. Yeah. Weird bug. All right, time's up, Sonar. You got anything over here? What's going on? Do you even know how to operate this thing? Who let her underway? Bad luck. Women on ships. When'd that start happening? Jesus. I'm just kidding, Becky. I'm just joking. Welcome aboard. She's kind of sensitive. You gotta be careful with Becky. She'll make phone calls when we get home, and she knows the senator, so. I have not told that story. I served with a sonarman whose family was well-to-do, yet he was enlisted. And his family knew it was either the Rhode Island or the Connecticut senator and his family. And they hung out together on the weekends. So whenever he had a bad day at work, he'd be like, I'm going to go talk to the senator. And that got people's attention. And then I calmed his ass down. I was like, you can't be making those threats, dude. You know, that type of shit will get you kicked out or at least disciplined, you know. Also, it may not do anything. The senator may tell you to go pack sand and serve your country, right? That's the right answer. But, yeah, I had a sonarman whose family was friends with the senator, and he used that to full effect. Only on bad days. He was a good kid and a good sonarman. Really smart. I don't know why he was enlisted. He could have gone to the academy, but he didn't. He wanted to be a sonarman, so he went to boot camp instead. So he wasn't that bright, apparently. Yeah. He was a good sonarman. But it was kind of funny that he would bring up the sun. You know, you can always tell when he's having bad days because the wheels were turning. He's like, I'm about to tell everybody about what's going on here. All right, what am I doing? I'm telling sea stories. We need to turn to boat. What did I say we're going to do? 330. Pilot, remember what I said in the briefing? Yeah, come to 330. That's where we're going. Come left, steer course 330. If you give the order directly to the dude, he does a voiceover. Maybe we should do that. I mean, do I have to come over on this side? Can I click on this dude? What the hell? Oh no. Oh, these are the chicken switches. Do not touch these. If anybody gets close to these, I'm taking your hands off. Figuratively in the game. Okay. Anyway, are we coming left? Oh my God. Look at all the... What the hell's going on here? Okay. Well, that's broken. Hold on a second. I'm going to fix this. I'm a certified technician. I can fix this. I can't use my iPhone, but I can fix this. Oof. Is this one broke too? Oh my God, they're all broke. Okay, listen. Do not judge the quality of the sailor by the quality of the time bearing display. Let's not do that. Let's get through this mission. Maybe we reboot the computer or something. I don't know. Something's not working right. Sonar's not working. Time bearing's just drawing colors like it's, you know, recess time. Lord. Yeah, Becky over there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the chicken switches. Okay, what the chicken switches do, just so to let people know, it blows high-pressure air into main ballast tanks, forward and aft. That's why there's two, forward and aft. There are some situations where you'd want to do one and not the other, but generally speaking, you're going to, if you hit chicken switches, you're hitting both of them at the same time. And it sends this submarine to the roof on the surface in a hurry. You get positively buoyant real fast. Yeah. All right, we're on course 330. So we're going to look for new sonar contacts. We're at 5 knots. Excellent, excellent. We can look down at our situational awareness display. We see no sonar contacts there. We can take a closer look, which is what you should do. So we'll come down here. And, aha, no contacts. Oh, but we have the markers of where the contacts used to be. Now, it's been a minute since we had these contacts. I'll probably go through and delete some of these because the data, even though the same contact is still up there, the old data, if it's averaged in, which it should not be, but if it is averaged into the new data, it can throw it off. So data that's super old, just go ahead and get rid of it. So that's CR 4, 6, and 7. So I'm going to come over here. The game will not do this for you. You're going to have to do this manually. This is why having multiple people helping you operate the submarine is going to be so great. That is on the plan to do. I don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually it will. So Sierra 6, Sierra 7, and Sierra 4 are the oldest tracks we have. I'm going to keep the other tracks. Okay, we have no sonar contacts. So I'm going to say pilot, come right, steer course 090, head 2/3. Come right, steer course 090. Oh, that's not good. I misclicked that one. Don't do that, dive. There we go. 090. Good boy, good boy. Okay. This is probably the worst sonar environment I've seen in a long time. This is very unlucky that we got this as our first mission. Let's see. Somebody says, I think I saw the overlay for pilot directions when you were standing on the con looking at the helmsman head. Oh, did it come on the screen for a second? Oh, right there. Yes, there it is. Oops. Was I supposed to left click that? Oh, wow. Maybe you do have to be on this side. Now, this is something I did not know. Oh, there it is. Yes, yes. So you right click this. You tell them to come to course, set course, and I said 090, right? I'll use my scroll button here. Oh my God, can I just hold it down? Oh, that's gonna take forever. All right, scroll button to, now he should do a repeat back here.
Set course 090, pilot I.
Oh my God. All right, dude. More coffee for the helm, please. This man's about to put me to sleep with that voice. Becky, go entertain the pilot for a minute. You know, keep him awake. Appreciate that. That's her collateral duty. Ship's entertainment officer. You know. How you guys doing in here? You guys sleeping? Oh, it's warm in here. It's warm in the ESM room. Oh, look at all these cabinets. This is called crypto. Yeah. Not allowed to touch any of that. What the hell is this? Why is this chair just sitting here on the floor? Well, I mean, that's what chairs do. But why is this chair on my submarine doing it? That should be bolted to something. Somewhere else. Let's check all these chairs. All right, that's fine. Good job. What about these chairs? I'm going to assume that's bolted. Those should be on tracks, but I don't see the tracks. Yeah, you see this track right here? That's so you can slide the chair around a little bit. That's what these blocks, these little seats, they slide in and out. They should. What the hell? All right, let's fix that. Yeah. I don't know. You never know. By the time they got to Block 3, I was already out of the Navy, so they may have changed all that. Don't listen to me. Old man rants, shouts at clouds on the internet. That's all this is. Holy smokes, who the hell's that? And why is he so loud? Is that us? That's us. How fast are we going? Oh, we're going 10 knots. That's fine. Are we cavitating? No, we're not cavitating. All right. Are we on 090 yet? Just about. Just about. Pretty much there. Helm head 1/3. All right. Listen, Fire Control's getting way overpaid for doing nothing, Sonar. You got to give him some contacts, man. This is bad. Oh, yeah, we're playing Modern Naval Warfare. Someone was asking what we're playing. Yeah, video games. I like playing video games with my friends. One day, and I hope it's soon, some of you will be able to join me. I'm going to pick a hand-picked crew from the Discord, so you're going to want to be on the Discord. Where's the Exo's door? We've already told that story, but I appreciate so many people know about the Exo's door. That's awesome. I do like that we actually have some real submariners in the chat too. So, and I'll let them identify themselves, but some people in chat know what they're talking about. All I ask is that everybody that knows the answers to things, you think about the answer before you say it, okay? We got to be careful we don't cross lines, right? We all want to have fun, and we don't want this game to get taken off because we can't keep our mouth shut, you know? And I include myself in that, by the way. That's me too. Please don't get in trouble. All right, so we're 090. We're going to do a complete sonar search. If we continue to have no contacts, we might as well come to periscope depth. We're at 5 knots now. We're on course. See what sonar says here. Becky's in charge of sonar. She's doing great. Good job, Becky. Keep it up. She's going through a divorce right now. She's kind of sensitive, you know. Drinking a little bit. We're going to give her some time. All right. Since sonar has no contacts, fire control's got nothing to do, and the pilot's falling asleep, let's go to periscope depth. All right, let's get number 2. Oh, I never powered this off. Oh, Jesus. Do not leave the laser powered on. That was bad. I should. That's on me. Oh, yeah. Also, don't leave it zoomed in. I did not prep this at all. I think I was in radio when we dove or something. That's my excuse. Uh-oh. Get out of here. Get back on the screen. All right. I should be able to raise it from right here. I'm going to try and raise it without using the pilot and see if that makes a difference. Why is it... did I break this? I hope this thing turns. What the hell? It's stabilized? I might have broke it. Huh. It's okay. We got a backup. We can always use this one. That one doesn't turn either. Okay. All right. 5 knots, 150 feet, 090, no sonar contacts. So I'd get on the horn to the captain. Tell him I intend to go to periscope depth to catch the 0600 broadcast and conduct a visual observation of the convoy that we're about to attack, verify their position. We're unable to hold sonar contact below 100 feet. We'll probably have to attack at periscope depth, just like it's World War II all over again. Sea states 2, visibility is unlimited, and sonar ranges are 0. No close contacts. Okay, and so we'd give us permission to go. And I'm going to say dive, make your depth. I like coming to 5 feet. The game will take you to 5-6 feet. It's up to you what depth you want to come to for periscope depth. Did I give the order? I think I did. Yes, we're coming up. So let's raise the mast. I should have done this before I gave the order, but whatever. Why are we... Yeah, it's broken. I think I broke the whole damn sim. Are you kidding me? Okay, that's not good. We might have to restart the game. There's a lot of things that are broken now. Oh, hey, there we go. That's better. This... Oh, I see what happened. Okay. I didn't have it in the right mode. That was on me. 100% on me. Are they both up now? Yes, they are. I just want to use this one. Okay, we're good. All right, so I'm going to aim the thing up a little bit. I'm looking left, looking right at low power. And we're out 122 feet. We're already gaining. No, we're not. No, we're not. We haven't gained sonar contacts just yet. We're coming up. Oh, wait. Raise it. There we go. That's better. So the mast is raised whenever you click this button. This is additional height over here. And whenever I'm coming up, I have it maxed out. Because if there's something up there, I want to see it with this photonics mast before I see it with the bow of my submarine. You know, I don't want to run into it. If I run into it, I'd rather it bend this camera than my $3 billion boat. You guys will find out there's a method to steering this thing, and it's kind of wonky. But once you get used to it, which I am not, I'm sure it'll be fine. Can I use my arrow keys for this? Yeah, using arrow keys to spin this around would almost be easier. But you really need precise control, which is why you're using the mouse. All right, we're at 87 feet. Where's my sonar contacts? Aha! We have loud sonar contact to the north, loud transient. But that's not off our bow, so we're fine. We're about to break the surface here, it looks like. That's the water right there. Come on, baby. Keep coming up, dive. We're at 7-9 feet, coming to 5 feet. Come on, break the water. There we go. Good boy. Yeah. All right. Oh, jeez, I can't see my flip it. Where's the... Oh, it's the wrong one. I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. That's better. Ah, I don't necessarily like red, but at least I can see it. I was trying to change the wrong settings on the wrong mast. Keep going. God, I'm not good at this yet. All right, no close contacts. Now people can talk and breathe. All right, no airborne contacts. Down. Get this thing below the waterline. Now. Go. All right. Still too long, but that's because I was goofing off. Being a chucklehead. Hey, that's our rear end. Look at that booty. That's that booty. All right, wrong way. Hope it's on the bearing of the contacts. Do we have sonar contacts? We do. We regained Sierra 8, a new sonar contact, N9, N10, bearing 352. Multiple contacts on the bearing of 352. So we're going to put our camera, while it's underwater, bearing 352. So it can't be detected by that sneaky-ass Chinese radar. Where am I looking? 352. It should tell me the bearing on this screen. I know I'm looking the right direction, but let's go ahead and zoom it in a little bit. That's the wrong one again. There we go. That's better. Oh, right there. Yeah, I see the numbers. 352. Right. Ah, too far. So I want to get it kind of lined up, and then we're going to raise it. There we go. Close enough. Up. And I'm just going to peek it right above the water, just a little bit. No pixie poo. No pick-a-poo. Okay, all I see is cloud. There's like fog on the horizon. This is very common, by the way. It's called marine... there's a word for it. I forget what it's called. Oh, I can't see shit. Okay, how about this? Oh, that's even worse. Oh, thermal is not working today. This sucks. It works. It's not broken. It's just... Normally, these things light up the screen like you would not believe. Because ships are hot. What the hell's going on? All right. Let's get off this. This is not working. Aha! There he is. I got you now. I have you now. We gotta zoom in some more. Oh, get in there. Get in there. Good. And... Oh, wrong one. This one. Oh my god. Thank you. Give me range. Oh, that did not work at all. All right. Sea states, keep us on depth dive. Something I do like about the game's realism is that it's very difficult to maintain depth. And it is also in this game difficult to maintain depth. Oh my god, did I miss? Come on, Star Wars laser this thing. I'm trying to get right on the superstructure there. That's my laser. There we go. Why am I not getting a range? Oh man, did I break the laser rangefinder as well? What the hell? This one should not work. Yeah, it's the other scope. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. But the angle on the bow is definitely a starboard, and it's like 120. That's all the data we need from that. All right, let's go lower this. All right, I broke the laser rangefinder, I broke the time bearing display, and high frequency sonar doesn't work. Things are going great. What contact was that? That was 354, right? Who bears 354? Which one of you chuckleheads over here is 354? Oh, it's one of these chuckleheads. Hold on a second. Let's go to the... there we go. Look for 354. Okay, I just don't have them selected yet. Oh my god, we're already up to Sierra 13? Come on. Sierra 13. I'm just going to start from the top down. Sierra 12. I'm going to fill all these in. Come on. 11. 10. Okay. Do we not have any sonar data on any of these? What's the fire control guy doing? Hold on a second. You guys got trackers on these, right? Yeah, they're right there. Good job. Okay, Sonar's doing his job. Why aren't you doing your job? What the hell are you doing? Yeah, you got the display up. Fucking fill it in, dude. Okay, fine. Looks like we're fire control too. What contact was bearing 354? I got to be absolutely sure so I don't take the wrong contact. We got to do everyone's job manually here. I really broke this video game. I'm so sorry. I'll have to write a letter of apology to the devs because I've done horrible things to this software. All right, there's a clump of contacts right there. It's probably more than one. I don't even know who to call this. Whoever it is, I'm going to shoot them. That's what we're going to do. What bearing is that? 354. So I got the right bearing. Why are none of these contacts on 354? Oh, 353. Okay. Sierra 13. That's who we're going to adjust. I'm going to come over here and put the solution for Sierra 13 because I just saw him. I didn't get a good range, but I saw him. There it is. Sierra 13. All right. So there he is. Oh my God. So this yellow gold arrow is what the fire control thinks he's doing, and it's way wrong. Actually, that's not bad. The speed's way off, but the course is pretty close. 10,000 yards. It was probably, you know what? I'll give it that. Yeah. Apply that. Sierra 13 is right there. I'm going to shoot that thing. Now, real quick, I know there's more than one contact up there. Let me, oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, good, it's working. I'm going to go back to using the upper display. Yeah, here we go. All right, low power. Get back on target. Gonna lower that one. This one here is raised. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I'm so dumb. I had the wrong one selected. There we go. Okay, that's down. That's up. I think I'm clicking way too fast. That's probably what's breaking the game. Good Lord. Okay. A little bit above the water. I try not to, after you do that initial sweep, I try not to make it too high above the water line. Good Lord. I really hope I get better at steering this dumb thing around. What a creep. Go back the other way, please. There it is. Oh, wow. That might be the same one. No, that's his buddy. Okay, cool. Now we got both ships. That's his buddy right there. Yeah. Oh, come on. I think I broke the laser rangefinder because that's dead on. And it's giving me no data. Oh, wow. Okay, whatever. But angle on the bow is about 120, roughly. Can I see him in thermal? Why is he not lighting up thermal? He should be bright as hell. I don't know. Okay, so that's 140, we're going to call that. What Sierra number is 140? 140 is like right here. There's no sonar contact on that bearing? Yeah, it's this total array contact. Why don't... Oh, we do have a tracker on that. Who is that? Sierra 1? No way. Who bears 340? Okay, it's Sierra 11. Oh, Sierra 11. Okay. I was only seeing one of the two numbers. So that's who we're going to shoot. We're going to shoot Sierra 13 and Sierra 11. So Sierra 13 has a good solution. He's plotting out now. So I can switch to Sierra 11 and we're going to update him. So his speed is right on. This is a good solution. Okay, so our fire controlman's getting better. Let's apply that solution. I didn't have to change nothing. Good job. All right, so we got two contacts. And now we're going to go and we're going to prepare for firing point procedures. I'm going to leave the number 1 HG mast raised, even though it's below the water line, because we're going to conduct this attack at periscope depth. So now we got to assign these contacts to our torpedo tubes. So the first thing we want to do is decide how many torpedoes we want to use. We're going to use all 4, not at once, but eventually all 4. So we're going to make ready. Everything, just make them ready. And then we're going to assign contacts to them. So I'm going to shoot tube 2 and then tube 1 in that order. So tube 2, select it, contact Sierra 13, apply solution, presets. It defaults the enable distance to 600 yards from the target. I only use that range if I'm darn sure about the sonar range, and I am not. So because of that, I'm going to set this to 1,500 yards. 1,500 yards before it expects to hit the target, it's going to turn on the sonar seeker head. You don't want that to be too early because it can go off into space and hit something else. Transit speed is going to be high to high. I'm shooting high, high. Search pattern is straight. No. Why is that? I'm going to snake this one. Yeah. Now, whenever you snake it, one of the two is going to get a hit, right? I would almost be better hitting a straight and a straight shot because I know exactly where these two contacts are. What I don't know is where the damn warships are. I still don't see them. That's got me bugged. Okay, running depth. Where is the sonar going to be searching? Obviously, anything below 100 feet, it can't see nothing. So you typically don't want to run this too shallow because you'll get a Bernoulli effect on the surface, but I kind of don't have a choice. And I'll show you the Bernoulli effect, I think. That's where it pushes the water up. You'll see this hump of water coming at the ship. But it's a merchant, so he can't do anything about it. You probably won't even see it. Okay, so I updated the presets on tube 2. Tube 2 will be ready once I flood it. Let's go back and do that. So we're making the weapons ready. Now we're going to hit flood, 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 and flood. You wouldn't normally flood all 4 tubes. I'm doing that because I plan on using all 4 weapons. Okay, now that's tube 2. For tube 1, Sierra 11, his solution's pretty good, so I'm just going to assign the target to tube 1 rather. And I'm going to have a similar thing where I'm not that sure about the range. I'm in the ballpark. And we're going to go high, high. So there's 2 transit speeds. Well, there's 2 speeds. There's transit speed and there's attack speed or terminal speed. Terminal speed's always as fast as that torpedo can go and maintain track. So that speed may vary, your mileage may vary. What is constant is how it gets to that point, high or low. I like going high. High is detectable. High, a warship will hear coming and it'll start his evasion very early. So you got to be careful with that. If you want to sneak up on the son of a gun, you want to go low high. Low high is the default, but we're not sneaking up on a merchant. Low high or high high, he's not going to see it coming until he explodes. Okay, set sonar mode to active. These can passively home. I'm going to set, you know what, I'm going to leave this one at 300 feet and see if this one completely misses because he may not have any contact at 300 feet. The other one is preset to search at 200 feet. May also miss because sonar conditions suck. Okay, those 2 contacts are assigned. I'm going to go back to tube. No, I'm not. I'm going to go to this display here. Now, I'm going to open outer doors. Now, there's an interlock between the torpedo tubes. This was not in other games, but it's in this game, so I'll talk about it. This has always been this way. I've never mentioned it before now because it's never been a thing to talk about. But you can't have 2 torpedo tubes on the same bank, so same side, open at the same time for ship safety. If you get flooding and you have both tubes open, that's way too much water at once for the ship to recover from flooding. So we only allow you mechanically to open 1 torpedo tube door at a time, on the outside part, at a time. I think on the inside part too, I think. But definitely on the outside part. And that's what this interlock means. It means I cannot open this door. It's flooded, and that's as far as I can go. Cannot open the outer door. So I've got the outer door open on tube 1, outer door open on tube 2. Now, I report to the captain, the weapon is ready. for Sierras 1-3 and 1-1, tubes 1 and 2. And we'll go to firing point procedures on Sierra 1-3 and 1-1, firing tubes 1 and 2. It's actually 2 and 1 because that's the order that we're firing them in. Sonar solution, actually system solution is, where's it at? Fuck. Okay, system solution for Sierra 1-3, the first target. Should already have this up. So like if you're playing the fire control operator, you got to call this out. System solution bearing 358. You say that out loud. Sonar verifies it's on 358. If Sonar says nothing, it's fine. Range 11300 yards. Course 060 to speed of 10 knots. And the fire control operator will say checks. If it checks, if it doesn't, you got to update it. It checks. I'm going to apply it. We're doing 1 tube at a time right now. Then we're going to go to the Mark 48 tubes. There we go. Go to the tubes. The system's being kind of slow right now. Go to the Mark 48. We're going to hit apply solution again. Update presets again. Weapon ready. And the captain's going to say shoot tube 2. Click the fire button. Oops, arm it. Shit, I didn't arm it. Yeah, once they say that the solution checks, you arm the weapon after that. Then the captain will say shoot, or the approach officer says shoot tube 2, shoot tube 2. Firing point procedure Sierra 1-1 tube 1. System solution Sierra 1 bears 347. Range 10700 yards. Course 060. Speed 9 knots. Does not check. Speed's 10 knots. System checks apply. Go to tube. Was it tube 2? Tube 1? Tube 1? It was tube 1. Okay, tube 1. Apply solution to tube 1. Presets, okay. And then the captain's going to say, shoot tube 1. Then we go over to sonar. I'm wearing many hats today. Oh, get over on the sonar display, doggone it. All right, sonar is going to say weapons. Were there for a second, and now they're not. Let's talk about, there they go. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, look at this. This is so real. This is what it looks like. This blows my mind, folks. This is what a torpedo launch looks like. See this little line right here? That's it coming out of the tube. That's it doing its wire clearance maneuver. That's it going to the target. Beautiful. Well done. You guys might be some of the first people to see this outside the Navy. That's fucking real. Pardon my French. I'm a little excited. All right, tube 1 and tube 2. All right, so let's see. That's interesting. So by the time the weapons get up there, it's saying that Sierra 1-1 will be right there, and Sierra 1-3 will be right there. That's so close together, it's highly likely both these weapons hit one target, which is why we're going to shoot 3 and 4. And then wherever their escort is, and I think it's these knuckleheads way up here, I think they're out of position. These guys should come racing south, and I'm going to blast them. Those guys are going away. Yeah, because Weapon 1 is going to be doing a snake search, it's kind of a roll of the dice if it sees Sierra 1-3 or 1-1. But that's okay. Let's verify the contact. What's going on here? Which one do I have selected? Okay, just want to make sure I got the right one selected. All right, we're going to raise it back up again, and we're going to look with not thermal, because thermal's not working very well today. Oh, there it is. Ooh, what the hell's this? Oh my God, can I zoom in anymore? I can't quite get the cursor on it. Ugh. Oh my God, this is the worst. It's so hard to control. Still no range. Let me get on the superstructure. I think it's hitting the water is what's happening. Ugh. Come on, baby. Come on, Betsy. Get on there. No range. Ridiculous. Yeah, I think the software needs a good reboot. Yeah, it should be giving me a range right now, and it's not. All right. Oh, what the? What's our depth? 5.4 feet. Okay. Now the mass thing is backwards. Okay, now it's working. Let's try that one more time. Because the software got a little confused there. Hello? Bueller? Huh. Yeah, it's not working. Okay. So down black below the waterline. Target's not maneuvered. That's what we were verifying there. So the contact is not alerted. Oh, shit. Something's going on. Somebody's alerted. Who the hell's this, Sonar? Sonar, what the hell's going on? Heard that a lot in my career. Let's go to narrowband. Let's see what the hell happened. Something changed. Wrong button. Wrong button. Come on. Where's my display at? Oh, there it is. Let's turn that back down a little bit. So we're looking at narrowband down the line of bearing of the contacts. Trying to see what changed or what classification it is. This is how we're going to classify contacts too. The classification recognition manual isn't published yet, and it has all the narrowband tonals for all the contacts in the game. Because we don't have that tool, we can't use it today. That's why we're not doing it now. But that is coming. I saw the book. It does exist. It's just not here yet for some reason. I don't know why. I asked repeatedly for it yesterday. Nobody answered my emails. Okay. Let's go to Demon. I promised you guys the Demon display a couple, or was it last week? So let's use Demon. Oh, why is it red? Wait a minute. Let me get on a bearing here. Here we go. Assign the bearing, and then I should be able to... Oh. Wait a minute. All right, it's not locked up. It's working. Assign the tracker. Wow. Okay, so Demon's not working on that contact. I don't know why. Let's try this one. Okay, that's weird. Okay, I got a couple bugs happening, a couple things that should be updating and are not. The biggest thing is that the weapons merged on the bearing of the target. Something I want you to look at. This is excellent. Look at this. We launched the weapon. Look how bright it is. What time is that? Time of event. Okay, so that's 6:06. By we'll say by 5 minutes. So 6:06. So in 1 minute and 6 seconds, the weapon fades. If that weapon's coming at you, that's about the same amount of time that you have to evade it. Yeah. This simulator does a great job of displaying how quiet modern torpedoes are. That's something that's not covered in any other simulator. This is another thing they knocked out of the park here. This is terrifying. This is how little time you have to react. If you're not on watch when you get attacked by a torpedo, you're not going to be able to do anything about it. It's the on-watch crew that's going to save your ass. And you better hope they're paying attention. Right, Becky? Make sure Becky's keeping everybody motivated over there. You have 0 alert time on modern torpedoes. It is terrifying. I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, shit. What's going on here? Uh-oh. Did we miss? Oh, man. That's going to suck. Well, one way you can figure out if the torpedoes hit anything is if it's running. Yeah, both torpedoes are running. Are they? Oh, my God. All right. I probably should have manually told them to go into search mode, and I did not do that until now. So they're probably past the targets, going into a snake search. Well, one is, and one's snaking, as you can see on the screen, and one's staying steady. They should have gone into the search pattern automatically, and they did not. So I don't know why that happened. But they're already past the targets. Huh. Now we can steer these weapons back around, but I'm not confident in doing that and not hitting us. So, son of a gun. That sucks. All right, let's verify range on one target, and we're going to shoot another one. All right, let's raise the antenna, raise the mast here. Uh-oh. We are losing systems one at a time, apparently. Thermal camera still works. Let's raise it up. There it goes. Yep, the ship is still there. It is not on fire yet. Not happy about that. We definitely missed. The weapons did not go into their search mode for some reason. I probably didn't tell them to do it, is what I think happened. But they should have, because it's right there. This still isn't working. The laser works. You can see it happening. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Let's lower that. So the contact is still there at about 10,000 yards. Make sure we get below the waterline. I'm going to go ahead and raise the ESM mast. If they have their AIS on, it'll just tell us what they're doing. So let's go to AIS. There it is. Raise the mast. Oh. We should get some data here in a second. There it is. All right, track that. Oh, he's way over there. All right, so our range was definitely wrong. They're farther away than I thought they were, which is good. Our torpedoes may still hit these two chuckleheads. So I want to steer one weapon onto that. He's only doing 4 knots? What happened here? What kind of ship is this? It better be a tanker. If it's not, we're in trouble. We can't shoot it. It does have the MMSI number, but I don't have the book. So, with the recognition manual, you'd be able to look it up and see exactly what it is. All right, I'm going to steer a weapon over onto that. I believe that's one of our targets. I think that's Sierra 1-1. Yeah, it's the one on the left-hand side. All right, so let's steer, what tube was Sierra 1-1? Tube 1. All right, so I'm going to take tube 1. Oh, wow. Well, I think one weapon shut down, maybe? No, I'm just looking at one weapon. That's what it is. Okay. So we're going to steer this weapon, if it lets me do it. I've never steered a weapon in this game before, so this is going to be fun to figure out. So for Sierra... Uh-oh. Oh, no. What happened? Uh-oh. Yep. Well, they hit something. Probably the target. Mark that in the log as we got 2 hits on target. All right, so we close the outer doors. Once the outer doors are closed, I can now open these. Door closed. Door closed. Okay, now I'm going to open this door. Open this door. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. Because we're not very good at this yet. All right, we're going to shoot A1. We know exactly where that contact is according to his AIS. And keep in mind, AIS can be spoofed. It can be faked. It can be not real. But I'm going to go to Solution Alpha 1 if it lets me. Okay, it doesn't let me lock onto an AIS target, which is kind of funny. So that means I got to take Sierra 1-1 and put him on that target. Do we have a Sierra 1-1? We did. Is it gone now? What happened? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, that's definitely Sierra 1-1. You see how the bearing lines are right on the AIS? It's just we had the range way wrong. I mean, my goodness gracious. He's out like 20,000 yards? Oh, wait. How far away is that? Okay. Let me see if I can just manually drag this where it belongs. I know he's right here. You see how the stack is stacking up nicer now? Yeah. That's because we're much closer to the actual solution. Okay. All right, let's go lower the AIS antenna. You don't want to leave that thing up there. That is like it's like a beacon. Like everybody and their mother sees that on their radar. All right, let's just lower it. Now, A1 will stop being updated, by the way, but I don't expect this target to be maneuvering very much. So we'll kind of get away with doing this. So it says he's 30,000 yards away. We may have to close contact on him. That's how far. He doesn't look that far away. Is that why we're not getting good laser ranges? He could be outside the laser range. Maybe he is 30,000 yards away. Whoa. All right, it's time to turn north and close range. Yep. All right. Time to reposition and reattack. And this is actually good. This is going to give us time to break. Let's retract all masted antennas. If you just do it from here, you know you don't miss anything. Okay, I'll come back over here and do it the way we've been doing it so I don't throw you off. Let's see. All right, dive, make your depth 250 feet. It's going deep. 250 feet. Oh my God. Let's try that again. 250. My God. Yeah, the computer's acting really slow. Holy crap. 250. Yeah, we got to reboot. It's just, I'm trying to do too much with my PC. It's a pretty beefy computer, but there's a lot going on. And, yeah, I should probably turn the graphic detail down a little bit just to ease the load. But I want to give you guys an idea of how good the game looks. It looks fantastic. On the stream, it may not look as good because of compression, but I'm recording this for a 4K video for YouTube, and you'll be able to see how clean it looks on that. It's really, really impressive. Oh, are we being shot? Oh, shit. Hold on. I think it's a torpedo. No, it's not a torpedo. We're fine. It's fine. It's probably fine, right? Hold on a second. What is that contact? Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. All right, what's our depth? 90 feet. Good. All right. Helm, come left, steer course north. We got to close range again on these chuckleheads because the whole time we were going east, they were walking away from us, and now they're so far away that we can't really do much with our weapons. You don't want to be shooting torpedoes at a target that's 15 miles away. That's, I mean, it may hit it, but it's going to be an hour before it does. All right, narrowband. I need to, narrowband is really loud right now. Let's turn this down a little bit. Getting a suntan over here. All right, and then last thing we're gonna do is speed up to a head full. I am gonna try and break this towed array at a head full. Let's see if that does break it. The way you'll be able to tell is we're gonna get a bunch of really bad data on this display here, and I'll show you bad data when I see it. This is good data. See how it's kind of blurry in lines? If this goes vertical, it's bad. It's bad. Okay. All right, I haven't read chat in an hour. I apologize. Hey, Raccoon, how's it going? Oh, he has a separate Twitch account for at work. I like that. Yeah, greetings there. Okay, now is the time to ask questions. I've missed everything you've said for the past hour, everybody. I am reading chat now, and I will continue to read chat. John Bloor is in the house. How's it going, Chappy Chap? He is he's a Brit, so I got to speak the British language to him. The British version of English. Oh God. Okay, here we go. Hey John, they released a submarine game. Can you believe it? Yeah, that's pretty dumb. Why'd they do that? I missed my first torpedo shot. Well, actually, we don't know that. While we're repositioning, let's take a look outside the boat. I haven't done this yet. This game does have external views. Like here's our submarine. Yeah, you guys can see that, right? Let's see if anything's on fire. We're not on fire. He should be on fire and he's not. I'm upset about that. Oh, now someone's dead in the water right there. That knucklehead up there might be on fire. Hey, why are you turning? What the hell? Okay, so these guys are maneuvering. They're not staying on the same. Uh-oh. Oh, China. These are the knuckleheads I'm looking for. These are the two ships way to the north. I'm sure of it. No doubt in my mind. Oh. So even though we lost the wire, we have a weapon still running. Look at it go. Look at it. Who's a cute little weapon? You're such a cute little boy. Oh, yeah. And this guy's doing the snake search. They're past the merchants. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, and do you know what? Not only did I get the enable point wrong, they're so deep. I'm not sure if they're even going to see surface contacts. He looks like he's tracking something. No. Bueller? Oh, he's not. I thought he was tracking there for a second. He's just doing a search. Yeah. Like you can see the surface right there, but sonar, as soon as the ping leaves the torpedo, it gets lawn darted right into the earth. We're in such a negative environment, negative acoustically. Now it's trying to go up. It looks like. No, not really. I thought there was like an angle there, but if anything, it's going down. It'd be so funny if it hit a submarine that we don't even have right now. That'd be hilarious. It looks like it's sinking out. That's what, yeah, it is. It's running out of fuel. Oh, this is modeled. Are you kidding me? Wave ops. Stop it. It even models the weapon running out of fuel. I'm going to grab these two Greek brothers and hug them inappropriately for an awkward amount of time. You guys are blowing this man's mind, and I want you to stop it, but not too soon, okay? I paid for full service. We're going to do the whole thing, okay? The sad news is we missed, but they model things in here I did not expect. This is awesome. Oh, okay. Wow. Calm down. Whew. Whew. Water. Oh my God. What have we done? All right, let's get back inside the boat. I'm sorry. We're watching how beautiful the game is. Everybody back inside. Becky, you're beautiful too. Becky over there getting all offended because we're lauding over our torpedoes. Oh shit, that's a lot of contacts. What's going on, Sonar? What's happening, buddy? Did Sonar make any reports? Did I miss something? What's going on here? Oh, we broke the towed array. Well, that's what that looks like. All right, so verified you cannot do a full bell with the fat line towed array. It breaks it. And once it's broke, it's gone. We ripped it off. Yeah. We Janae Benet Ramsey that thing. No, that's the girl. Sorry. There was another girl that chopped her boyfriend's off, and I was trying to make that reference. I completely messed it up. Okay, so don't do a full bell with a TB16 confirmed. All right, next thing we're going to do, this is the last thing we're going to do before we end this scenario and reboot the PC because it's chugging, is we're going to do the cav curve. I'm going to teach you how to do a cav curve. This is really simple. We are at 25 knots. Oh my God. What speed did I order? Oh, full. Okay, yeah. So, and this should apply, you should do this for every submarine. And there's 3 submarines in the game at the moment. So we're in block 3 and we're not cavitating. How do we know we're not cavitating? Look at this little indicator right here. You see this green dot? And there's 2 white dots. That's your cav indicator. Green means not cavitating. The middle dot's kind of a yellow-orange. That's cavitating. Okay. So at 25 knots, let's go ahead and go shallow until we cavitate. So I'm going to tell dive, make your depth 200 feet. And we're going to watch depth and the cavitation indicators. Keep your eye on both. You got 2 eyes, 1 on each. I want you to look like a gecko right now. Because as soon as you see orange, look at the depth. Okay. So we're at 195 feet, coming to 200 feet. No cavitation. Let's go to 150 feet. This is really good. This boat's amazing, by the way. The fact that we're not cavitating at 200 feet. Now we're going to come to 150 feet. We're watching for orange. This little round indicator by my cursor is where we're staring our gecko eyeballs at. And as soon as we see orange, we're going to look at depth. Okay. Now we're coming up. 25 knots. No cavitation yet. 150 feet, not cavitating at 25 knots. This is a magic submarine. This submarine's amazing. What's going on? I don't know. So we can basically do a full bell, ripping our towed arrays off at 150 feet. That's all you need to know about cavitation. So, not technically. We are going to cause this thing to cavitate. So what we'll do now, because we don't care about detection, and we've already ripped our towed array off, a head flank. This will ensure our cavitation indicator is working. You see how it turned orange right there? So as soon as we went above 25 knots, 26 knots does cavitate at 150 feet. Okay, so now we're going to see at what depth does a flank bell stop cavitating. So since we're already cavitating, we can go down. Let's go down to 300 feet at a flank bell. And let's see when the orange dot goes off and stays off, because it may flicker a little bit before it finally goes away. So we're going to make sure it's off for a full second, and then we're going to mark the depth. We're looking right where my cursor is, little yellow orange dot. Still staying solid. And are we at 300 feet? We are at 300 feet. Okay, we're still cavitating at 300 feet. Let's go down to 400 feet. Oh my God. Computer, please hang in there a few more minutes, computer. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're coming down to 400 feet. Those Chinese warships should be turning around and attacking us, and instead they're just going somewhere else. I don't know where, which is good. It's giving us time to do this. So we're writing down these notes mentally. We can do a full bell at any depth other than periscope depth. That's all we need to know about that. But if we're evading at a flank bell and we don't want to be cavitating, we don't cavitate at 400 feet apparently. Let's get steadied out at 400 feet. We're going to head back up because we're at 406, 401. Okay, so somewhere between 350 and 400, right? Let's go to 350 and figure out, oh my God. I think my computer just froze. Are we streaming still? Okay. I am wearing my computer out. Oh my God. Okay. Please, just hang a few more seconds, computer. Come on, buddy. Okay. We're going to go to 350, see when the cavitation starts. Right there. About 380. So you want to write that down. Flank bell, just go to 400 feet and you'll be fine. You know, don't go to a flank bell until you're at 400 feet and you'll never cavitate. That's with the block 3. There's block 1 and block 2 we need to do the same thing for. It should be about the same, but there may be some differences. And this is in any environment. The sound speed, the temperature and all that, it won't make any detectable changes. Math scientists out there will be like, yeah, well, you know, it does because it changes the density of the water. Of course it does. And that affects cavitation, but it's so little, it won't make it. You're not going to see it, right? So put your slide rule away, NASA man. You know, I'm talking here. Okay, that's all we wanted to accomplish today. I'm going to reboot the computer, which means the stream's going to stop. I'm going to take a quick break and see who else is up because we've been going really early here. And then we're going to come right back. This is stream 1 of however many we're going to do today. But just to reset the computer, I'm going to end this. I'm going to spend a few minutes reading your chat. So go ahead and put your questions in now, and we'll see if we get a torpedo in the water while I do it. I'll give you guys a minute. And the break's going to be like 10 or 15 minutes. So go get coffee, go get your breakfast burrito, whatever you need to get. Or if you're in jolly old England, it's probably tea time over there, right? How does it calculate depth? Pressure? Yes. It does it by pressure. It also does it by inertial guidance, but the depth pressure sensor, there's more than one on the boat, feed into the system, and that's the primary way you measure depth is by pressure. Is there an autopilot? Yes, we've been in a autopilot the whole time. John says, I just put my musket away. Okay, it's time for some tea and scones. Yeah, I'm surprised they let you guys even have muskets anymore over there. I love England to death. I love it so much. You guys are a great country. I talk so much crap. It's crazy. Okay, Nuclear Falcon says, quiet torpedoes being launched, it would be a horror game. That's reality. torpedoes got quiet a while ago, and this is the first game I've seen model them accurately. You got about 60 seconds of warning on the sonar display. Yeah. All right. Please show the unit database real quick. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody wants to see the unit database, and this is a really good point. Before I bring it up, I'm going to caveat, I'm on version 0.108. Version 0.111 is already in the developer's hands. It's just not in my hands yet. So, this is an old version of the game. Here's the database. Here's the Ollie Burke, and it's empty. Here's the dry combat simulator, it's empty. The fishing boat's empty. I don't have shit. Oh, I got that. That's about it. My database isn't filled in yet. The version that's already in the hands of the developers that I was trying to get yesterday onto Steam has all this filled out with photos and stuff. Like this. This is a great photo. And you can spin it around. Oh, I'm sorry. Got a different one, the photo. I was thinking 3D model. Let's see if it has any of the Chinese stuff. So obviously it's got all the tankers. This is my airplane. Okay, so it's got all the civilian ships. Let's go down to China. Ah, it does have this one. That's nice. What's one of their amphib ships? Jean Dao. I'm not saying their names right. This is the bad boy right here. This is the Ticonderoga wannabe. This is the Timu Taiko. Type 55. Oh, China gets mad when I make fun of this thing. This is their pride and joy. This is their baby. This is like, thou shalt not speak no wrong of the Type 55 on Twitter. You know, I've done it, and then I got reprimanded for, I got community noted, actually. It's pretty funny. There's so many Chinese trolls on Twitter. I got community noted for talking shit about this radar, and I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and it's a piece of shit. But if you go on Twitter, they're like, it's the greatest thing ever. It's called Dragon Eye. Yeah, whatever. Get your Dragon Eye out of here. It's not that bad, but it's not Spy 6, baby. Spy 6 is what we got. Anyway, I got lots of time to talk crap about China, but yeah, my database is not filled in. It's not. The next version of the game has all this data. I wish I had it. I asked for it. Computer said no. Okay, but I'm not complaining. I'm very happy I got early access to the game. This game comes out next week, and all this will be filled in, I'm sure, by then. I'm predicting that with my crystal ball. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to stop the stream during the break, and then we're going to start a whole new stream in about 15, 20 minutes and refresh, reset, and go again. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys in a very short time. Oh, look at my thumbnail. Look at that. Look at that. John Bloor, eat your heart out. I'm getting good at using Firefly, Photoshop, and there's another AI program I use, but I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. And between those three, I made that in about 15 minutes because I don't know what I'm doing. But even a amateur can do that. Isn't that good? It's getting so good. I'm still not an artist, but at least I can make the thumbnail now. All right, see you guys in a bit. I'll be right back. Oh my God, we got a lot of people. You guys need to go do something productive. Go earn GDP numbers so stock go up and I get money, okay? You guys go do your job. Be back in 20 minutes. I like number go up.